Hell yeah, I got Blue Moon today.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Let's go around. We'll actually start the recording right now. Let's all go around and like say what we're drinking. I'm drinking Zpong mango from the lovely.
What's the
people.
order? We should go in order
What is
on
it?
like the
Is it?
screen.
Is
Okay.
that alcohol? I don't know.
Yeah, it's mango sake.
Oh
Ooh.
shit, I've not got really into sake yet. I need to.
Sake is good.
It's just strong beer.
Cool.
What about you, Zach? You're the next.
I'm having a dark and stormy with a 12-year age Jamaican rum.
Oh,
I love a good dark and stormy. What ginger beer are you using?
I am using Goslings. They're my favorite.
As all
ginger beer.
as all should.
Goslings is good. I would recommend if you haven't tried it. I do really like Brundaberg. It's very good.
I like them as well, but Goslings is easier to get around here, and
Yeah,
I think Goslings pairs with a wider variety of things.
I think that's fair. That's fair. Who's
Captain
next? Gary?
Morgan, spicy rum and coke. Hard and strong for a fucking crazy night.
Indeed. Raimi has to have something good.
Three Blind Mice, Mother's Brewing out of Springfield.
Damn.
Yeah, we had them on the show last Tuesday or something. And I remember I brought it back, and Gavin was like, "If y'all haven't tried Three Blind Mice," and it was literally right as I was cracking my one that I got from them, and so I had to go
Wow.
pick up a 6-pack.
Okay, a little competition for who's the real Sauvignon, Gavin or Raimi.
Thanks,
Oh
probably.
come on,
I just
no. I'm just a beer guy. Gavin's over here making fucking growing herbs for his mixology garden. Like that's crazy.
I am.
Is that true?
Yeah, I have a balcony and I've got a little garden on there.
That's so
Pretty
cool.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. That's right, Gavin. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Alright. So, after spending but only 4 days in the Dale Lands, you guys inevitably...
Don't you want to do your YouTube intro?
No. Fuck 'em. So,
Yeah, idiot.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So, as you guys finally recovered the wagon of bronze ingots, making your way back to the Northlook Inn, the team was rallied by Sheriff Markham Southwell and relayed some very troubling news. For the assailant of the recent murderers, Sephyk Kaltro has seemingly escaped from his cell. After receiving a short oration from the sheriff, you guys go to bed, consuming what drinks he has paid for you, and you wake up the next day. As you guys do so, stirring yourselves awake and coming down the staircase, Scramsax is there entertaining a few dwarves at the bar, a little too busy to pay any mind to you at this moment. However, you do see in the corner of the room, tapping his leather boot against the hardwood floor, the dark-skinned, goateed visage of Markham Southwell as he greets you. Well, I'm glad to see you all enjoyed your rest. Now then, do you have any questions about what to do next? Well,
Criminals that we already delivered for you, correct?
indeed, Sephyk Kaltro is the bastard's name.
If I could ask, just while we're here in a public forum, what did this man do? I hear about a murder, but I don't know anything about it. I kind of showed up late, so.
Indeed. Good for Glynn that you were not turned in with the general population of the rest of the residents in that prison. For, at the time, Sephyk Kaltro called it home. Zach, your webcam is messed up. Bodies have begun to appear across the 10 towns. First, Caer Dineval, then Goodmead, then Bryn Shander, and inevitably, Targos and Bremen were affected too. For you see, these bodies would come up dead, all with a blue daffodil pinned to their shirt collar. After it was discovered that this fellow had been frequenting the garden in Targos, a list of suspects were narrowed down and Sephyk Kaltro was found to be the only individual in Tin Towns with the means to commit these murders. Currently, he is either being kept in the city of Targos or Bremen. We aren't sure, but that's where the two most recent victims have appeared.
I'm so sorry. You said Targos and where?
Bremen. Do not worry. It's a rather unknown locale. A city forged of dwarves who've taken to fishing out of the Mare Duladon, the small loch which borders the two towns. After we leave from the west gate, I will tell you what you need to do with the rest of your journey.
Before we leave, my friend, is there a general goods store, a jeweler, maybe other inns, other taverns?
In Brynjander?
They're in, no?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the only thing even close to a tavern you'll get here is old Scremsack's joint, who kind of taps his foot against the hardwood floor. But Catherine handles most of the jewels in town, and for any other services, I can requisition items that you may need to purchase through the town speaker. Why?
Do you think you could point us in the direction of this jeweler? I'm looking to have a piece made.
Yes, absolutely. If the rest of you aren't too busy, I'll show you the way right now.
Absolutely. I'm free now. Should we set up a meeting point for anyone who's got other business?
Meet me at the west gate in 1 hour.
West gate, 1 hour. Okay. I'll just accompany you, but anyone else who's got things to take care of, west gate, 1 hour.
All right.
Oh.
Inevitably, as you approach the locale of your destination, along with Sheriff Southwell, rather, you make your way to a dilapidated building, Bartholomew. The door hinge seems to be ajar, letting in more cold air than what would be wanted in. The ornate wooden dragon, which leans off the top of the door and arcs into the sun, is drooping and wet with what appears to be dried snow. As you approach the front gate, two lit sconces illuminate the sign in front of you. The Pierced Pelican. As you walk
Very fine locale. Before we enter, I want to turn to the sheriff. I think I've got it from here, my friend. Meet you at the west gate, you said, correct?
Yes, the west gate.
I shall meet you there, my friend, in no time at all.
Glenn, if you'd like to accompany Sheriff Southwell, he returns to the west gate and waits on the rest of you. As you enter the Pierced Pelican, you see an elderly woman in her late 60s, narrow glasses without arm bridges sitting on the tip of her nose. She has white hair with streaks of blonde that's curled up into a large bun. She looks at you with two piercing green eyes. Well, hello there. How can I be of service?
Yes, my friend. Garrett, those gems we got, were they rubies or sapphires?
They were blue rubies. Quite extraordinary.
Okay. I look at him and I say, I have recently come into possession through some unfortunate circumstances. A dear family member just passed away, and I was wondering what I could get for these. And I pull out 4 of the 5 blue rubies.
Oh, not bad. Lay him out then.
I set the 4 down on the counter.
She takes her glasses and rotates the right lens as if a combination. You see her eye inside magically enlarge as she peers at it in between her fingers. Oh, this one's pretty nice. Yeah. Let's say I'll give you 40 gold for each. And, let's say, well, if you've only got 4, yeah, that's going to be 160 gold in total.
160. Do you think, my friend, you could do 175? They are quite extraordinary after all.
Well, yeah, I think so. And as she kind of looks at them one by one, Oh, these are nice. Say, did your family member live in Tourmaline?
Just so happens that they did.
Yeah, these are definitely from Tourmaline. Whew, and they're mighty rare. Not a lot of rubies get out of Tourmaline these days. She takes her glasses off. But, then again, something tells me this ain't all you got.
You know, being a dear family member, I wish to keep something for myself, you know?
I understand completely, my friend. It's just the fact that, well, a couple of rubies were actually stolen from the speaker's house in Tourmaline not too long ago. Now, far be it for me to cast judgment, but there were 5 of them, and these look a lot like the ones I've heard about.
Mein friend, I can assure you that I have no idea about any of that. Again, Auntie died,
Sure.
and I needed to.
Right.
Well, myself, I did loot a very nice white fur coin purse. If you would like to purchase it at the same time, just to make it all even, and perhaps you can put whatever you like in it, and we keep on our day.
Oh, sure. And as you give it to her, she kind of inspects it for a little bit. Oh, this is a nice one. This is actually made from a ice cat's hide. I'll give you about, 5 gold pieces for the bag.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course. And if that'll be all for you, Master Half-Elf, I'll give you your 160 gold and you can hit the road.
If you said 175, didn't we? I'll gladly roll persuasion or whatever I have to for this.
And this is for 4 of them?
Just 175 for the 4 of them.
Yeah, go ahead and roll persuasion.
Oh, baby.
Well, it's a shame you don't have the 5th in the set. I was looking to embroider a little crown I was working on, but hell, 4's enough. And as she slaps 3 large coin purses in front of you. Feel free to count them, but there's 175 gold there in total.
Thank you very much, mein friend, and I will exit my way. I will make my way out.
Happy doing business with you.
Before we
And
go,
you as
I
well.
was wondering where we could get some nice incense. I need a little bit of a brass brazier and some incense and herbs and some nice quality stuff. Do you happen to have anything in that regard?
Well, anybody can requisition general goods down at the town hall. We are in quite kind of a very tight situation as it is, so we got to keep track of the ins and outs. However, if you're looking for the best incense in 10 towns, I would visit the Happy Scrimshander down there in Lonelywood. That's where I get all my stuff at.
And is it very far away?
Yeah, it's about 15 miles if you go by the high road. And I do have some incense with me, but it's not for sale, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Mr. Elf. You have a good one.
I will bow and exit.
If you guys don't have anything else to do in the town, you inevitably make your way to Markham Southwell.
As Aralis and I are walking back to the west gate, I'm gonna hand him 40 gold and say, "This is your share of the rubies."
To whom?
To you?
To you. 40 gold.
To me? Well, I happen to believe my Alistair. He's got. He did take. We discussed a bit briefly, but we didn't decide on it. You know the short sword we did find. I was really wanting to, perhaps maybe get to try it a couple of times today. So maybe I can skip the gold this one time, and you guys have a bigger piece for yourselves.
Well, don't be too greedy with that sword. You won't want me to think that you don't like gold.
Let's say
Then
I take.
I will take all your gold.
Yes, for this one time, my friend, it's fine. I think you guys deserve it, and if I happen to die and you remember I gave you some of my share, just help me out, maybe.
My friend, I will always help you out.
I tell you what, I'll give you the sword for half your share of gold.
Well,
Here's yours. And I toss Alistair 40 gold.
This is a very good winning situation. This is a good day starting. I think I'm not gonna be knocked unconscious today the way it's starting so far.
And the other 20?
Dig in the share of Aralis and toss him the other 20.
And I give the sword to our wizard friend.
All right.
That means these would be yours, mein Freund, and I hand. Let me just check my calculator.
I'm gonna say the High Elf really did a number of great negotiations. I would not have done the same.
Then I'm going to. Shit, I thought I had the math worked out on this.
That's okay. What are you trying to do? Split it evenly?
Somewhat evenly.
Yeah.
As evenly as I can.
Yeah, it is an odd number, so that would be impossible. However, if you have 170 gold and you want to split it 6 ways, everybody could get 40.
Well, okay, so Larry, I'm going to give the extra gem that I didn't sell to Larry, because Larry likes shiny things.
Okay. Larry, you do receive.
So
a
Larry
very-
has the ruby, and then it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 40 for each of us,
Mhm,
and then I took 15 left over after that. So I took 15 for myself, and then 40 for each of us. And Aralis gave up 20 of his.
There you go. Okay, so as you guys near the southwestern entrance now, you do see Aralas and Rez come into view. So you're all gathered now. Markham Southwell looks at you. So, are you all ready?
My friends, this night I practiced. I think I could summon a bit of a fey familiar, like an owl, to help us scout and all. All I need is some incense. Is there any way you guys think we should perhaps check out to buy that stuff, or just later on in the next town?
If you think it would be worth it to spend the time to go find some incense, like I don't think that would be too hard in a place such as this. I'm more than happy to go look for some with you, if you want to just go ahead and take care of that, or we can wait.
The
Depends.
town master is in that very square location.
Yeah, the town hall. And as Markham Southwell overhears this, any items you could wish to purchase from a general store can be requisitioned at the town hall. Ask for the speaker's assistant, and he should help you.
Okay, I'll do it really fast. You guys have some rations. You guys take some little bit of rum, and I'll come back.
All right. As Oralis leaves, Markham Southwell looks at the dwarf manning the southwestern gate. Excuse me, Glowen, if you wouldn't mind doing the honors. Right, I'll get it done. You see the dwarf kind of stomp up towards the gate before he begins turning a massive windlass, and the portcullis to the walled city begins to lower. Thank you. That will be all, Glowen. Aye, but my shift doesn't end for another hour. I said that will be all. He soon leaves, leaving you guys in complete isolation as you sit there. Now, you didn't get it from me, but if you were to all come across this bag of goods, well, I wouldn't say it would be too sorely missed, as he places a leather bag at each of your feet. Each of you notice this bag is very luminous, kind of curvature and in a very indicative shape. If you guys want to make it back in one piece and ensure that Sephyk Kaltro remains in several, then take my gift with you.
Just one bag, or is it a bag for each of us?
A bag for each of you.
What's in the bag?
As you open the bag, you discover a healing potion.
Aw.
Same for all the bags?
Yes.
Very
Hey,
generous.
Sheriff,
Yes.
I was wondering what came of that blunderbuss earlier on the coach.
Oh well, it's still there.
You're sending us out into the cold to spill some blood. That might come in handy, wouldn't you think?
It might, but for an already understaffed city, we need all the armaments we can keep. Sorry, Captain.
Would a bit of coin help ease that burden?
Well, absolutely.
I got 20 coin right here.
You know, that's about what I paid for it. Why not?
Pleasure doing business.
And you as well.
And Alistair's going to go and fetch the blunderbuss.
As you do so, or alas, you see Alistair slowly lingering behind you. However, once you get to the town hall, you meet the platinum-armored Gorn, the dwarf with a dark, sooty beard who accepts your requisition order. Alright, just incense, that's all you want then?
Yes, just a bit of fine herbs and incense and a little bit of a brass brazier. I think I know. No, I don't have that. I need to buy everything, like about 10 gold worth. I know everything is expensive in this beautiful town, but maybe yeah, if you can set me up with something around 10 gold, I'd be quite happy.
Aye, leave it to an elf to waste good requisition parchment on incense. Nevertheless, we got some in the back. Just wait a moment. Inevitably, he comes out with 10 gold's worth of incense and a small tin brazier.
This is perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are a good man. I'll come back for more. Keep some for me next time, maybe.
If you got the coin, we got the parchment.
And I'll give him the platinum. And I'm still not too rich. And I'm happy. And I'm going.
Or alas, you inevitably find the coach still sitting with two eager axe beaks. As you approach them, they kind of knock their heads back looking at you. Go ahead and roll me an animal handling check, Alistair.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
I think they are hungry. I think they are hungry.
Still very trepidatious of you, they begrudgingly let you pass as you unhinge the blunderbuss from the top. You notice it is loaded, as you do recognize the very familiar visage of a cocked flint. However, there are not more than 3 rounds attached to the blunderbuss. Exactly 3. As you all finally make your way back to the western entrance, the gate to the southwest, and you embark out of the portcullis, the sheriff stops you, Larry. Excuse me, Deputy Harpole, if I could have a moment.
I certainly.
It's just that I couldn't help but to notice that this is the first time you're leaving the city without my surveillance. I know you're not originally from Bryn Shander, but just wanted to say how proud I am of you. Your friends are in good hands, I'm sure.
Hug his shin.
He hugs you back, patting you on the shoulders. Good luck and Godspeed, all of you. As you guys make your way out, the portcullis is slowly raised. The last thing you see, Markham Southwell's face at hand as he waves you goodbye. The portcullis slowly eclipsing his silhouette. And you guys are now out. It's still pretty dark. Imagine the sunrise in the morning, except tapered by the oppressive aurora above head. It's 10 a.m., but it's as dark as it would be if it was 10 p.m. As you guys make your way out, marching through the snow, you head west, bound for Targos. As you do so, you guys have a pretty meager journey. The wind whipping in your face and the cold stinging your nose as you guys pull your warm winter clothing over to insulate yourselves as much as possible. Inevitably, you guys trudge past, and you see on the horizon as you pass a hill, a small igloo in the distance. off the beaten road a couple hundred feet. It's the only landmark of note. Would you guys wish to inspect the igloo or walk past it?
We all see the igloo?
You do indeed.
I say we check it out. Maybe be good shelter for a while.
How long have we been traveling at this point when we find the igloo?
Well, let me discern exactly that. So, leaving Bryn Shunder, you guys have traveled exactly 1.5 miles over the course of 4 hours.
Do I know about
Or
how
in a
mu-
wagon, correct?
No, on foot.
We're on foot.
Yeah, I think we're just walking. How much?
Okay.
So if we traveled like about 1.5 miles, in like 4 hours, about how much time could I discern that we have left to our journey if we're keeping the same pace?
You guys
Do
are
I know?
exactly halfway there.
Exactly halfway there,
The igloo is like, 52%
Okay.
of the way there.
and we left at 10 in the morning, right?
Yeah, that's right. So at the moment
So
it's
it's
about 3
it's like
p.m.
noon.
Sorry.
4 hours?
It's actually 2 p.m. Yeah, it took you guys 4 hours to walk more than 1.
Oh, right. Okay. Do we want to stay here? I mean, Alistair.
There could be people here, and we don't know if they're on our side or not.
Maybe someone can keep watch? Like our Yeti?
I feel like maybe it's a bit more of a roll of the dice to check out this igloo than to just disregard it and continue on our path.
We freeze to death.
Might be nice to get a break from this damn cold.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Good lord, it is freezing.
They have shiny things.
They could. That's correct.
Oh. Come on, guys. It's not that bad.
Oh, shut up, sea elf.
Ah,
Hey, no
I
need
think me
to
and
be
Erlon are on the
offensive.
same
I'm
page
sorry,
around
I'm
that,
sorry. I'm sorry, it's very cold and we've been traveling for a while. I'm used to green grass and warm summer breezes.
I can try
I'd
to
go for
make a
swim
bonfire
right
in
now.
there. I can make a bonfire really fast, but if I melt the roof, we need to be gone.
No,
we
actually,
take-
igloos are surprisingly good at insulating heat.
How about a quick vote? Can we take a quick vote and stopping or continuing on the pass?
Yeah.
What
Aye.
say if we vote to take a vote? I say aye. I say we take a vote.
I'm up
How
for
about
adventure.
we?
That's two
Oh.
people in favor of the vote.
What
I
is
agree
this?
for a vote.
What is this vote? What?
Oh, okay. So it's a democratic system. We're gonna kind of see where everyone lies on the issue, and we'll just kind of go based on like
What if I
the
vote?
percentage
What if
of
I don't
people
want to
who want
vote?
to do one thing over the other. Well, then you actually
Everyone's
don't have to-
lying.
Listen. We can figure this out later. First off,
You're giving me rights that I don't even want to have.
give me an A. If you
A.
want to stay at the hold on. If you want to stay at the igloo. Who wants to stay at the igloo?
Larry, we can't hear you. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
You can't?
I can
Oh,
hear you
there we
now.
go.
I can hear you now.
No, yeah, we can. There you go.
Whoa. So wait, so if I'm like up here, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you want to inspect it, just raise your hand.
Alistair, Glenn. That's a concise vote. So as you guys do look around, everybody's hand is up, except for Erlon's, I believe.
Ah,
Not in this either. I was kind of removing. So I think me and Erlon are the two that are out on this one. That's okay.
it could
It's a
it
head.
could be someone could be in there. There could be children. I don't know.
Why we
Going to
just
kill the
take a
children.
peek.
If we go in there and there are people there,
I
We're not just
solemnly
going to kill
swear not
whoever's
to
in
kill
there.
children.
Oh, see, that's I was getting.
is that something we can say in the campaign right now at this point in the game? Because in our last game, 2 people did kill a child.
Well, I'm gonna be brave.
Yeah, you were one of them. What?
I don't think I've ever heard the fourth wall broken louder in my life.
What about you enter the igloo playing music and we are behind you humming, and then
God!
if there's nothing, we just go. Or we just warm ourselves and then we
Okay.
go.
I'm going to need an alto
Alas.
and a tenor. Who here has sung before? Who here has choir experience?
Give me those things I
Alas,
can
why'd you
shake and
bring
do
up
a little.
music?
Give me those things I can shake and do a little cha 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 with, cha cha cha. Those little things I can
No.
shake. Yeah, I'll follow and I'll cha cha cha.
Alistair's just gonna pull out his pistol and cock it.
Please, I'd rather listen to the nature. It's much more calming.
Okay, so as you approach the igloo doing this, go ahead and give
And
me.
Go
Go ahead.
Rez is gonna be tapping his drum and playing something on his pan flute.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a performance check with disadvantage.
Hey, no, we're helping. Cha cha cha.
I know, that's why it's a disadvantage.
Alistair's not helping at all.
Alright. As you played this song.
You shitheads! Keep tempo! Keep tempo, you motherfuckers! God damn it! Keep tempo! Ah, it's like training a bunch of babies!
As you approach now, you see that the igloo actually has a central tunnel which leads out from the center round basin. The front of this small tunnel, which peaks up over the snowdrift in front of you, there is a very damaged and decayed wooden door with a black handle.
How many igloos have you ever seen with a door?
I've not seen any igloos, so this is.
Shall
First
we
time I
not?
see any in
have
my
I?
life.
I touched
I-
the door.
I've seen quite a few, and to be honest, all of them had doors.
As you guys approach the igloo,
Let's take it from the sea elf.
Larry, as you grab the door and bring it out, you see a notch in the snowdrift that's been used to drag the door out before. As you drag it out, it etches another path in the snow in that similar pattern. You guys look back, and you see a dark tunnel illuminated in the back with a single torch that stands at the back wall. Inside, a very ill-kept bed, a brown, bare rug, a table with various assortments of tools and what looks like a broken set of leather armor, and a pair of footsteps that walk in, and seemingly nothing else. You guys are still standing in front of the door. What would you like to do?
I'll walk in with my gun held in front.
As you walk in,
Music.
Before we walk in, I'm gonna cast augury.
It's a
okay.
minute.
That's okay. You could have taken a minute to do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
You could have definitely
My
done
bad.
that. So, what divining tool would you like to use? Maybe staring at the stars?
yeah, probably my star map.
Okay. As you look in your pearl, divining the stars ahead and seeing your favorite constellations in your palm, you do know that nothing especially bad is going to happen. As a matter of fact, the stars indicate that what is about to occur is beneficial for all of you.
Erland, why are you
Oh,
looking at the
Thank
marble?
you, stars. We can go.
He's
Erland,
very
what is that
weird.
marble you always are looking in?
Ah, it's mine, not yours anyways. Why do you care?
You just look at. If I were looking at a marble all the time, I'd expect some questions to be raised, and no one's asked you about it yet. I'm curious about why you look in a marble.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you not see the stars on my
Larry
fucking joints when I turned into a star?
No, I didn't. That's why I was asking. You're only level 2. I don't know if you have that ability yet.
I'll just, while they're talking and distracted, can I take a peeky poo?
Yeah,
No, yeah, I did go starry form last session
that is true.
in front of you guys.
He turned into a constellation when he threw that brilliantly long spear.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, Larry.
Right.
As you guys all look around in the darkness, Aside from what I've previously described, you also notice a peculiar banner. A banner which you recognize. It is a blue banner with gold fringe. A pickaxe and a two-headed battle axe adorn the front. Glenn, you know exactly what this banner indicates. The rest of you will have to roll history, if you would like.
Oh, because I'm very great at history. Actually, I'm decent at history. Ooh.
Wonder if it's goblin equipment.
Oh, please. Alistair, you don't know what it is. Erland, you do know what it is. I will send it to you as well.
I, Gavin, am having trouble remembering what the blades of the axe was.
That's okay. You yourself do not know. This is a flag that indicates dwarvish independence, not only from the rest of the Elvish Commonwealth, but dwarvish independence from even the Hill Dwarven kingdoms.
Where'd you send that to me?
Yeah. Erland, you know this, and I'll just explain it. This is the banner of the Blades of the Axe, a rebellious faction of dwarven individualists and folk who rely upon independence. They seek a North Reach which is independent from all foreign influence. As you guys sit there for a while, inside the igloo, the door shuts. And you hear movement. As you look forward in the way that you came, the footprints still lining up, but a new set walking through along with yours. As they speed up and inevitably come to a stop. So, who is my guest? You hear a voice, disembodied, speak out in the darkness.
Cha. That's all I do.
And we don't see anything, right?
You see the footprints which have walked through and stopped right in front of you.
Stop.
My
Okay.
name's Captain Alistair Davies. Who are you?
The invisibility fades. In front of you guys, you see a very dark, ashen-skinned orc. Sorry, ashen-skinned dwarf. His hair, turned and knotted, is itself red, but instead of being a normal hue of red, it is fiery and bright. His eyes burn like two white marbles, and he looks up at you. Well, welcome to my home, Alistar. I am Rogar Ironstar.
My name is Oralas, and I don't know what to do with those instruments. I really try to be friendly.
As you guys look at this dwarf longer and longer, you tell that he is not entirely dwarvish. Something about him seems to be elemental or of some other origin. Go ahead and roll me either a history check or an arcana check if you wish to divine his race. As he continues to look around. So, I do not know how to tell you this, but the chances of me going back to Barakur are very low. If you wish to bring me back, you will have to do so in chains.
I
name
wish
of the
to
place
see
you
no
said?
man in chains.
Oh, then we have something in common.
Seconded.
What place did he say?
This is terrific news. Barakur. You guys don't know what Barakur is. Well, make yourselves comfortable while you're here. However, I fear that I do not have much that will aid you.
We
Sorry.
just passed by chance, actually. We are here just to come along and take a little bit of heat and then be on our way. Thank you for seeing us in a friendly way.
That is most insightful. As he
Sorry
sits down,
to intrude on your house. I know that it must be uncomfortable to have to suddenly host 6 individuals as ourselves, but I would like to cast or use Divine Sense right now. So as an action, I can know the location of any celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet of me. Do I get any read of that?
he is not celestial or a fiend or an undead. And if he is, There must be something masking it, because you cannot tell.
Did our Arcana checks make up anything of his half race?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Larry, Oralas, and Erland, you guys know that this is a Duragar.
What's the Duragar?
A Duragar is a dwarf native to the underground, subterranean areas of Kilrador. These are dwarves who have been stricken to live in the underground areas of caverns and mountaintops. Feared by society, most live amongst their similar cultures underneath the earth, or as hermits. She looks up to you. So, I find it odd that so many of you are traveling. Where are you going, if you do not mind me asking?
We're in search of someone. We've been tasked with the mission of collecting someone and taking them somewhere where they may not want to be, but just doing some looking.
Is
Yes.
this place west Targos, actually? Is it Targos we're going to first?
Indeed. I am not a fan of Targos, however, if you are going there, you are certainly heading in the right direction.
Glad to hear it.
Indeed. So,
Yeah, I can keep this up.
as you guys continue talking with him, he seems further and further disconnected from the conversation. Listen, if you are going to Targos, would you mind stopping by Bremen on the way? I have need of a letter that needs to be delivered.
Stopping by where? I'm sorry.
Yes, if you're going to Targos, would you mind delivering a letter to me?
Absolutely, I have no issue delivering a
Splendid.
letter. So long as that, I suppose, does that, are we gonna, anyone have an issue with making a stop, quick one, to deliver a letter?
He's been so friendly, I think it's easy to do.
What all can go wrong is delivering a letter, not honestly.
Probably not much, I would think. Who knows? I'll do.
I want you to bring this scroll of mine to the speaker of Bremen. He is an old dwarf who is very late in his years. The people are not too fond of him any longer. He is having lapses in his memory, and between the two of us, it will not be too long until Bremen has elected a new speaker. This is a formal recommendation of him stepping down. As I have experience in the noble courts, I will request that he assign his post to me. Erland, you don't know much. However, you do know that his accent is very peculiar.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit that.
That's okay. Nevertheless,
I was trying to get my screen to pop back up. My bad.
nevertheless, a Duragar such as this would not have an accent or even speak common. For some reason, he speaks with the accent of the Ragged tribes. As he continues his conversation. The old dwarf is very late in his years. If you do find him, he will need a little bit of explaining. Perhaps what day of the week and what your names are will suffice.
You yourself?
What was that?
You deliver it yourself?
I would deliver it, however, well, for reasons that which are too obvious to state, I am not welcome in Bremen.
And you think that he's gonna relinquish his power as a speaker to you if you're not even welcome in the space?
He is no stranger to me. We have a history together, and I am the most qualified for the position.
Okay.
Is he a good man to speak with and convince, or is he a bit of a foul old crazy person?
I have never known a braver man than the speaker of Bremen. However, age has mystified his mind and made it a stranger even to himself.
Well, as a favor from one dwarf to another, especially one that would allow me to spend some time in their abode, I'll take the letter for you.
Splendid. Bring the scroll to him, and you will have a friend amongst the nobility. Unfortunately, I do not have much to offer aside from my residence, and even that is an offer which will soon expire.
It's plenty. It's fine.
While we're resting there, Alistair's gonna stitch together some coin purses he took from the goblins, and just while we're resting, he's going to make a bag of holding.
Okay. Can you do such a thing?
Yes, I
What the
can.
fuck?
It is
He indeed
It
can.
is one of my infusions as an artificer. I can replicate a magic item, and I have selected the bag of holding.
Alright, well, there it is. So, with that, you guys do notice him taking the time necessary to stitch it up, getting everything ready. The Duragar sits there for a while. You can't tell if he's looking at you or really taking in, as he has these two dark white eyes. Inevitably, you finish your rest. And with that, he looks around. So, is there anything else I can help you with?
Yes, I have this dagger I bought the other day. It's a black iron dagger. You seem to be a man who knows his daggers and his black iron. Do you have anything to tell me? Is it any good? Did you ever see those things around?
Yes, however, if you bought the sword from Black Iron Blades, I would say that you are the newest victim of Tin Towns. They have quite the reputation for their shoddy craftsmanship.
So if I throw it away, I'm better off not to go fetch it. That is correct?
I would not say that. Even a letter opener is worthwhile in a fight.
Very good. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for telling me.
Indeed. And you all keep something else in your minds.
Where do you come from, my friend?
I come from a dark place. A place I hope none of you ever have to go. It is known as Galemor. As you guys recall, all of you natives to Kilrador, even though not natives to Northreach, those of you who are even know it especially more familiar, Galemor is the tallest mountain in the world. On the eastern coast of Northreach, it is the home of Deep Gnome and Duragar alike. Now then, you would keep something else in your minds upon your travels. If you see another Duragar such as me, you are better off to stay clear. And if you do see one, there are chances that he is going to kill you.
So why are
Is
you
that
so
good to know?
special amongst the Duragar that you've invited us into your home, given us a task as such?
I was orphaned as a child. I could not hold a hammer at the age of 2 like my brethren were. So, taking pity upon me, my father stabbed my eyes out with a lance and left me to die in the wilderness. Soon I was approached by a man. This man inducted me within the ragged tribe of the Bear, and since then I have walked among the common folk. At least that is until I was separated from my tribe.
So
But
you don't associate yourself much with the Duragar, do you?
No, I do not. Shortly after that, I acted as an advisor to Speaker Silverstream in the Dwarven Valley. There I made many gold pieces until I could earn my retirement.
You say this tribe of yours is the tribe of the bear.
Yes, but I have been estranged from them for many years.
Is there any way if we see a tribe, do they have any bear shirts on or something similar, or any symbols to make some new friends, perhaps? Not fight with your friends?
Most of them prefer to usurp their werebear visage. If you see them, especially a bear standing upon its hind legs, you will know that it is one of them. The rest of my brethren are camped out in a secret castle, one which is disguised from common view.
Very well.
Indeed. Now then, as said before, the offer that I have offered you has expired. I will have to ask you all to leave.
You
Who
for
will
allowing
take
us
the
to
letter?
stay.
Indeed.
I think, Glenn, you should carry that letter to safety.
Absolutely. I'm happy to carry the letter.
Alright.
I'll take the letter and I'll put it in some sort of pocket that I might have.
You should find a different gone fishing thing for that's just like audio only.
Yeah. Hey, I am gonna fix the webcam though, Eric, so if you want to turn off your webcam, that's fine. Alright.
My friend Alistar, well, you have this. I think I understood what you were doing. I have this very nice bugbear mole, which is actually fucking big in my back. Would you like me to put that very nice 3-pound mole or something in there?
Aye, that would be fine. I'm gonna
I'll
hold the
let-
bag open.
I'll let it go. A bit heavy for me, I must say. Will you take some good notes of what is in there, just so we don't forget?
Your stuff is good with me.
As we're like leaving this man's igloo, and just kind of walking as a group towards our destination, I'm gonna take the time to ask the group of so since we've kind of taken our space inside of that that town, what are we gonna do in the instance that one of our numbers gets called that we gave? Like, is that just it for that person? Like, I don't know how tight knit we are as a group at this point, but say my number gets called, should I expect to just go up on the pike, or is there some unity here?
Glenn, the bonds of brotherhood I held with you in the past still hold true today. I won't see them burn you.
Quite glad to hear that. I would do whatever it takes for any of you here in this group. I will say, I suppose I should say, I want to ask, how do we feel about? I am not a fan of that process in general. Do we have any other dissenters, or should I just keep to myself on this front?
Seems a bit harsh, taking freedom away from these people. The
It
freedom
does.
of having a long life.
It doesn't it? Okay, cool. Alright. Glad I've got Alistair here.
I'm not
Hey.
much of a fan of it myself. I don't mind seeing people die, but they should die of their own choices, not gambling.
It should be. It's odd. It's quite odd. I don't know if anyone else. Erland, you're new to society in general. How do you feel about this?
I don't care for it, but I don't care for city life anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more comfortable out here in my zone.
Not quite sure what's going on at the moment, but I will side with whoever has the more people on their side.
I think we've already secured a majority. I don't know. What about? We should take to the people who have been paying attention. Larry,
Oh,
Orloff.
can you?
It's
Am
like
am I heard?
there you
Yes.
there you are there.
Even though Larry doesn't have a number, Larry would murder for you.
That's
Yeah, I think I would make my blade denser. This very nice sword I got because of you guys, I would make it denser to protect her. Maybe we can make a run for it, or maybe we fight.
You know, suddenly I'm very glad that Larry is on our side.
And that we have the blunderbuss. Those fuckers, they don't have the gun anymore.
That is true.
Hey,
Well,
I'm
that's
quite
done.
proud of it too, and I'm gonna tap it with it strapped to my back.
Have you given it a name?
Not yet. It'll learn its name in combat.
Okay. Checking. I like to name my equipment. Didn't know if maybe other people carried something.
She'll tell me what to call her as soon as she spills some blood.
So
Good
just
that I
in
named
case,
Pokey Pokey.
I know you guys know I was paying attention, but let's say I was, daydreaming in my head about something. Just fill me in on the last like 5 minutes.
You guys
Okay.
left the igloo and have engaged in casual conversation. And as a matter of fact, at about this time, as you guys muse over the conditions of the city and the surrounding environment, you inevitably walk to the front gate of Targos. As you guys near in front of Targos now, the wall is surrounded by a very stout wooden palisade, finely kept and sharpened wooden beams raised 20 feet in height to tower above this city. You notice just by standing here, you can see a dock in the frozen water not too far off in the northeast corner, and guards walk the vicinity of the perimeter. A lot different than the uniformed hill dwarven guard of Brynchander. These guards have haphazardly strewn lamellar plate, scrap metal affixed to shoulders in odd positions. They don't seem to be very well organized. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, or an insight check, anybody who wishes.
Ugh.
I've had to restart my computer like 4 times, so I have to get roll 20 back up.
That's alright. If anything, it's just better for you to be in the call now. I can roll for you. Erland, as you see through with your keen sea elfin vision, you notice that these guys bear the characteristics of mercenaries. Their armor doesn't match, they seem to be from various places, and they're all humans or humanoids. However, with your natural 20, you do notice
It's
something.
us.
You do notice something that no one else does, though, Erland. In the corners of their mouths is this thick, pink, reddish gelatin, which seems to run down their faces and stick in the creases of their face. At about that
Oh.
time,
Interesting. That guy has blood coming out of his mouth.
We should.
as you guys
We
sit
should
there,
what?
Yeah, we should what?
Lean forward.
We should say hello.
There we go.
I've heard tales of vampires before.
You don't really think we are about to meet a vampire, do you?
Tell me.
Vampires. What is that?
My mother used to tell us the most frightening stories of vampires. Okay, so they would like abduct children and they would like suck their blood, they would like take their fangs and go right in their neck and pull the blood out of your throat.
So like
Right.
like a bear?
But then you would become one of them and you would live forever, cursed to only eat other people. It's terrifying.
I can live forever as a bear?
No, not as a bear. You'd be a person with sharp teeth and you'd have to eat other people. And you can't eat
Stop.
garlic.
Never mind. I got excited. I thought I was going to be a bear.
Hey,
I
but
will
I
use my,
suppose they can't all be bad.
As you guys sit there for a while, Oralas, you too notice that these folk are definitely not astute city guards, though acting in the position of such. However, you cannot indicate any faction or general location where they might be.
Do I feel like it's a genuine city, or it's more like a theatrical trap to kill us and steal our gold?
Seems to be a genuine city. It is illuminated. It is kind of warmer. You've noticed as you get near cities, they're a lot warmer than just being out in the cold. And nonetheless, it is another city. As you guys draw near, however, before you can decide what to do further, one of the guards looks down from his post, eyes fixing to you in paranoid anxiety. Hi! Who are you?
Oh, just a few friends.
Travelers, merchants, whatever you need.
One of them kind of bumps the other one, who fans over a friend. You see a dark-skinned humanoid come over, hazelnut skin with a brown mustache. He looks over. And what business do you inside of the city?
Well, I don't know about them, but I intend to bring joyful music to the hard workers of this city. They deserve it.
The guards kind of look over at each other. Well, I am sorry to say, unless you are here on official business of a town speaker or sheriff, we cannot let you in.
Okay.
What?
Well, on that
Official.
note, I think
Yeah,
we
this
shall-
is a junior deputy of Brindenshire.
Is that so? Who has deputized Kobold?
Your mom.
Roll an intimidation check, I suppose.
No, Larry would have no idea.
You do know it was Sheriff Southwell. Sheriff.
Do-
deputized.
Well then, yes, I will say that.
Okay. You have been sent by Sheriff Southwell, have you?
Oh sure, yes, yes.
Well, since you put it that way, he kind of looks over the guys and raises his arm up. A few come down and open the two wide double doors, which open out inside the city. As you guys walk into the walls, get your first breath of fresh air, one of the men looks at you and gives you a slight wink. Welcome to Targos. As you guys look around, you do spot a few interesting sights. For the city. Go ahead.
So he winked at all of us, or he winked at like just one of us?
Just winked in your general direction. Wasn't really making eye contact with any of you.
Okay, Erlon is gonna like really awkwardly like try and like wink back, like what the fuck's going on? Like why is he doing that?
As you guys look around now,
You know, it's not as difficult to get into cities in the east.
the city streets are bustling with traffic. Not quite as many people as Bryn Shander, however, they are a very diverse bunch. Halflings, humans, and dwarves alike make their way through the towns, walking to and from the frozen dock. As you guys walk around with them, you do see some fellows are much more heavily armored and lavishly dressed. Some of them even wear turbans and small caps which stop just behind the brim of their scalp, known as kufis. As you guys walk around, a couple things do grab your attention. For instance, the main town hall in the city square. Another thing of interest might be the mare itself, the large frozen ice land of sea which is locking these ships in place. As you look around Rez, you do also spot your first tavern of many. The tavern to the west, tavern to the northeast, and another tavern to the far east. So you guys look around.
Upon seeing one, followed by two, followed by, you said there are three?
There are 3 taverns in this town.
Seeing all of them like progressively, it's hard to hide his excitement.
So, with that, what would you like to do?
Could we go to a tavern, please?
if you know
I
of
could use a
one.
drink.
And I could use a song.
Then maybe we should go to different taverns.
You could scout out one, I could play at another, you could tell me how the clientele are, and I could play whatever is, in the mood for. You could be my man on the inside.
I could drink in peace.
Sing with you.
We have to find that guy with the blue eyes, correct?
Yes, but what's really important in life? A
Hey,
man
I'm
with
sure
blue
Glenn
eyes
can
or-
handle
or-
that.
or a drink right now.
I do think that right now, that maybe it is. I think it is Sephyk that we're looking for. happy to spend some time at a tavern, but I'd like to ask some questions first.
Alright,
tavern
I'll
is a
join you,
great-
Glenn.
A tavern is a great place to, ask about people.
That you know
It's very
what?
true.
That's true. I
And people talk when they're happy and have drinks in their belly and songs on their ears.
You ask about Sephyk at the tavern. Me and Alistair we'll go to I don't know, maybe the local jailing systems. We'll ask there. See if there's any John Does that have shown up at any of the medical spaces here. But
That
if you-
is a great idea.
great.
We should
Alright.
split up. Whoever wants to go talk to the sheriffs, go with Glenn and Alistair. And whoever wants to come to the tavern with me, drinks on me.
Larry,
Do
where are you
tavern.
going to go? Larry, say that again, please.
Oh, I'll be going to the tavern. Shiny things await.
Erland, what do you prefer? To go see the city officials, which is so exciting for you, or have a very strong alcohol drink in your hands?
Like I said, I don't care for city, so looks like I'm
You make
having a
sure
drink.
nobody kills our bard. Very important. Can you do that?
As
You
you
know,
guys-
I'm quite capable of defending myself. And give me a second while I pull up my character sheet and roll a deception check.
Keeping
Yes,
very
I have-
safe.
I have seen your weapon is very clean of all the blood for your enemies. But when you play 5 instruments at once and someone wants to fondle your buttocks, Erland is gonna cover you.
I should say, Erlas, as you look around with your keenful watcher's eye, you inevitably discover that even though the town hall is bearing all the semblances of normality, it's only orchestrated by a skeleton crew. As a matter of fact, the more you surveil around the town, you discover that the majority of the guards, the really well-armored, lavishly dressed, the guards who look like they know what's going on, are actually assembled around the tavern to the east, the Kalishtan Arms.
And the Triglio is the town master place, correct?
Triglio is yet another tavern, amongst many.
Okay, this would be the sector of the skeletons.
Skeleton crew, meaning, just a few guys.
Okay. Well, I'll go with Alistar and my friend.
Yeah,
Glenn.
and that skeleton crew is at the town hall. You've not been to Triglio yet.
Oi,
Okay.
Bard, get me a nice bottle of something strong while you're there.
What do you prefer?
Strong.
If that be your only taste, then I can get that. But if you, come up with a tongue, let me know.
Just make sure it's none of that Kalishtan win. I don't drink slug slime.
I've always heard that was a rumor.
Ah, I don't care.
Okay, so no Kalishtan Vin, something strong, you got it. Dark, light, what do you like?
Dark.
See, now we're getting somewhere. You have preferences. This is what I'm talking about. Let's expand upon them.
Something fit for a sailor. You know, it's
Okay.
bad luck not to get a drink for the captain.
So, do you like rum? Do you like whiskey?
Nice rum will do me well.
See, you have taste. Let's talk about them later at the bar. You go your way, I'll go mine, and we'll meet at the bar with a tall drink.
Bottle. Full bottle.
Like I said, a tall drink.
Right. So, would you like to make your way to the Kalishtan Arms, Three Flags Sailing, or Triglio?
Those are the 3 taverns.
They are indeed.
Larry, Erland, what say you we go to Triglio?
You tell me where to go, man. I don't know anything about bars or taverns.
Well, I'm no expert on city. This part of the world, but how hard it is to get in them or how cold it is there. For me, we will have a great time. Have you ever had fermented cow's milk or goat's milk or anything of the sort? Something that might be in your...
Eric's voice cut out a little bit. So which tavern are you going to?
Okay, sorry, my Discord was laggy.
All good.
I said Triglio.
Okay. As you walk into Triglio, immediately the scent of nauseous ale and urine fills your nostrils. As you look around, there are four...
Okay, maybe let's not go to Triglio.
Where else? Somewhere else.
Alright, as you walk in, 4 or 5 sailors...
Let's go to that 3 sailors.
Hold on, don't interrupt me too much. So, you go into the tavern, you walk in, and you immediately smell the smells, and you see 5 sailors sitting at the different booths. Oh, Triglio, the place to go to get... They forget the lyrics and slosh their mugs together. You see a very belabored man, tousled white curly hair atop his head as he checks off things on a small clipboard. Oi, I'll get you on in a second. As he sweeps up some bodily fluid from the floor. You guys do spot one sailor, young man in his years, teenager, crying over a mug. So, as you've taken in the view, would you like to leave?
You know, I think this place may have more life in it than I originally thought. Let's say you guys go grab a table, and I will talk to this young...
As you guys go in, and Rez makes his way to the young man, the barkeep gets up. Oh, nice to meet ya. I'm James. Will it be a party of 6? At about which time, Larry, you feel the stone vibrating in your pocket, and a form trying to break its way out.
It's...
Oh, take all the time, At about that time, out of your control, this Dragonborn appears amongst you. The bartenders stop their song and look on. Oh yeah, party of 7, it is.
So, there's this boy crying over a mug of ale. What has you down in the dump, my lad?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there for a moment. It's just... Oh, everything's gone to shit. Oh, sorry.
Things have gone to shit everywhere, my friend.
I know, but I thought I could come here and things would be different. I signed on with a sailing crew and we were gonna set on the mare and do what sailors do. Feel the wind in our hair and the sea spray in our gullets, but everything's frozen over and the captain's sick. Sorry.
So you're crying over some ice and a cold?
Aye, but I don't need to unload my payload onto you. I'm sorry. He stretches out a hand. I'm where we're...
You said you where were, correct?
Where were, yeah.
Where were. Okay, that's going to be easy with this accent. Where were. So, you know, would you still be interested in joining our crew at all?
I'd be interested in going down to the Cleatian Arms and giving the speaker a piece of my mind.
Mein Freund, let's take a step back. You know, I have a friend who's the captain.
Is that so? See one of the blokes you roped in?
No, he's out, he's doing his own thing. He's out, talking to some of the fellows.
I see.
as for you take a step back and look at where you are in your life right now.
In the armpit of nowhere, crying in me cups, talking to a stranger. Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay, you know, maybe talking isn't my strong suit at this moment. I'm a little dry on ale. Why don't I sit down? I'll buy you another ale if you can finish that one picking up. And I'll play a song for most of the people. I find even a short song can brighten people's day in the darkest of places.
Right then. Sounds good to me.
So I want to head to the bar, pay for a round of drinks, ask them, what is the strongest rum you have?
Whole lot of rum. If you want some of the fancy stuff, head down to Three Flags. We've got honeydew and quarter leg.
Round of a quarter leg.
You got it. He reaches under the table and pops the cork on a glass black bottle. Pours you each a glass. It'll be full copper.
In silver.
Each.
Well, how much silver is that? I don't want to do math right now. I want to drink.
Don't worry about it, buddy. Just 4 times 6. What is that? 3 silver.
Will gold cover it?
Absolutely. And you notice his whole demeanor change. He kind of stands up a little bit proper. Yes, that will do it.
I just nonchalantly hand it to him.
Thank you, Master Half Elf.
Yes, and keep the drinks coming if you like, huh? There might be more of that where that came from.
You've got it. He goes back as he disappears into the room to get the rest of his drinks. You guys, outside of the tavern, Alistair, you're busy talking to the townspeople, if I'm not mistaken. And Glenn, what are you doing?
I wanted to look for like the local like police station or the guard or the local guard or whatever, and ask questions like regarding the jailing situation.
Yeah. So you make your way to down to the town hall. As you grow near to the town hall, you see a couple fellas outside with that weird red material in the corners of their mouths, haphazard armors and plates kind of strapped on their bodies at will. As you walk up close, one of them looks at you. Oi! How can I help you?
Hi, is there any specific person in charge here? I'm looking for someone a bit specific. I think maybe there might be some information here that I could latch onto.
Oh, absolutely. Townspeaker Max Landau doesn't really take walk-ins, but if you make an appointment, he'd be more than happy to speak with you.
I've actually been sent by Sheriff Southwell in search of a prisoner or a potential prisoner, and I need to account for his whereabouts.
Sheriff Southwell, you say? You hear
I think that's right.
You hear a discontinent voice behind you. As you turn around, Glenn, you see a tiefling who is too close in your personal space for comfort. Beautiful black iron armor covers his entire body, and he looks at you with a royal debonair. I've never heard of him.
Maybe I misspoke. I'm new to a group from Bryn Shander, but I'm just looking for a specific potential prisoner. He's escaped from a jail.
Well, we do not keep prisoners here. We send them to Revel's End, but if you're new to the town, I would love to show you around. He brings out his hand. I am the one they call Scath.
Scath?
It is a pleasure to meet you. What is your name?
Glenn Koenig.
Glenn, be pleased. Come with me. I will take you to the speaker. The other guards kind of look around.
I'm happy to accompany you and maybe talk about the goings on of the town, if that's all right with you.
Good. Aurelas, where are you right now?
I am just behind the guys, watching this guy in my friend's personal space and wondering what the fuck he's doing. And my insight is towards his intentions to bring us anywhere, just us three.
This
Do
guy,
I feel?
this guy
Yeah.
reeks of criminality. Whatever it is in your mind, in your gut rather, that can pinpoint criminals and ne'er-do-wells, it is firing like a red flag, and you know that this guy is up to no good.
And as we parted ways, I believe maybe we saw our friends head towards Triglio and not the other way around, the other end, correct?
That is correct.
Well, if you want us to meet you at the other place in town, it would be a pleasure. We have to fetch our friends on the way just a couple blocks away, and we will be right there to you, sir.
Oh, you want to collect them first before we carry on?
We'll do it all at once. The guys are waiting for us, and we've done everything at the same time. I believe this is the best path of actions.
Okay, absolutely.
Tiefling steps up to you, 6 inches taller than you, Glenn. He's about eye level with you, Oralas, as he looks. Do not keep us waiting. We will be waiting for you in the Kalishtan Arms.
You will see we are very nice to work with.
He walks away before you can completely finish your sentence. Alistair, where are you at?
Oh, I was sticking with Glenn.
Alright, so
I'm around there.
as Aurelis has gathered you and you all step back into Triglio now.
Yeah, just as we're walking like towards Triglio, talking to Aralas, I thought we were just gonna go with him and we catch up with the rest of everyone else. Did you what's going on? Did you?
In a normal situation, this would make a lot of sense. I felt to my gut that this man was a bit of a bastard.
Okay, that's all I need. I'll trust your instinct and we'll make sure we go as equipped
I
as we
think
can.
whatever happens, we can toss Erland first in any brawl, and everybody's gonna get confused, and we will have the edge. He's our secret weapon, you know?
He is our local wild card, so I think it's a great idea.
He can kill everybody or stare at the stars for minutes without moving, so we never know. He's our secret red weapon.
As you guys walk in now, you guys haven't been able to speak to the barkeep, and you just watch as he turns around into the back storage room. As you do so, you see this muscle-bound sailor, white hair shaved on the sides, bleached blonde. He's without a shirt, and his biceps ripple along with his song. Farther up the rivers flow in a place I do not know. There's a place I like to go. The fish and water white as snow. He sings through his drunken meandering as the fellows in the tavern with him join in his cadence. And at about that time, they're singing, and all joviality is brought to a sudden halt. For James, the bartender who went to get the rest of your drinks, is thrown from the swinging door of the back room. As he falls to the ground, you see a spike of ice in his chest.
Oh, what the hell? No!
As you see him scurrying on his back, what's going on? Another needle catches him in the neck. Huarwar walks up. No! Jameson! At about that time, you guys watch as the door opens again, and 3 small creatures wiggle their way in.
Oh, why did we have to choose this bar?
These 3 creatures, covered in ice, long pernician noses and stout goblin-like features. They look into the room at all the humanoids before, and they begin shooting ice at the participants. As this happens, everybody go ahead and place your token. Oh, don't look at the screen. Go ahead and place your tokens up here.
You said everyone. Does that include the 3 of us that were out and about?
Were we dragging our tokens?
Yeah. Well, Oralas has gathered you guys back at Triglio. So you guys step in. So yeah. Larry, you're over here. Oralas, you're kind of over here. And Alistair, you can be wherever you want.
I was like right at the bar.
That's right. And with that, everybody drag your token out, and we will begin the initiative. So, Erland, as you see these three creatures
Sorry,
poking their way out.
Real quick. Where the fuck's my token? Am I just missing it?
Oh, you just drag it. Just drag it on the screen.
Where am I? Though? Like I'm trying to find it. I
The
can't find it.
journal.
Oh!
You're right here.
I can
That's
fucking. Beep. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
All
I got
good.
it.
Okay. So, with that, Erland, you're at the top of the chart. What would you like to do?
So is this dude I'm sorry.
That's totally fine. Your mic kind of shit itself there. Go again.
Oh no, he's watching at the stars again. We just lost the man.
Hang on, I'm gonna try and get on my Wi-Fi, guys.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Hold on, now's no
You
time
guys
to
hear
look
me?
at the stars for inside.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can indeed.
Okay. So is the barkeep dead? I lost you right after that.
He's got a couple spikes sticking out of him, but he is not dead. He is right here.
Okay. So my first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to cast good old guiding bolt. Oh, hang on, I have something I can quick for that other than my spell.
Nice.
There. I got that.
Okay. So with
Roll
that,
for damage.
Yep, the first one is hit, and you guys watch a gout of blue energy stem from the palm of Erland as it cuts through, knocking a few nautical artifacts of decoration and wood panels from the side of the wall. You guys watch as this ice method is melted. Its ice turns into water and its frame diminishes. What else would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on the barkeep on the ground. So I will roll 1d4.
Normally you can only healing word when you do a cantrip. Unless it's a racial class ability, maybe it works then.
It's a bonus action.
Healing Word when it's a what? It's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can never cast two spells at the same time in the same round. It's always cantrip plus.
Plus an action. I'm gonna allow it. That's gonna be a new house rule. If it says a bonus action, I think a bonus action is fine. But you are actually correct. By
Okay.
raw rules, Joe, you cannot cast two spells in a round. So with that, Jameson comes to life. Thank you. I didn't think I'd make it out of that one. At about that time, this ice method raises up. Does your
And
turn
that'll end
end?
my turn, I think.
Okay. With that, Oralas, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Yes, I will wave my hands in the air and I will create what I always do so far. A very nice bonfire in that square, which is, I think this 5-foot doorway, because the grid is not the best, could be good. So, here we go. And, where's my sheet? Sorry, I lost my sheet.
It's okay.
I lost my shits for a second. DC 14 Dex from the beast.
All right.
So first time I cast it, and every time something enters it, they do the same. DC 14 Dex for 7 fire damage.
Okay, oh, and the fire's right there. Alright, so that is a natural 1. With that, you guys see a plume of smoke and steam come out of the doorway.
What the hell is going on?
I will take a cover from the doorway because I don't feel it as a safe place. I will move here, the wall to my back, and that will be my turn, holding my concentration on the fire.
Alright, on initiative count 19, Jameson yells out, Get the pikes! At around that time, these two sailors just run outside and disappear into the snow. This sailor over here with the white beard is still calmly smoking his pipe, wanting to see what happens next. And with that, it is Glenn's turn.
What was it that the bar keep said? I'm sorry.
Get the pikes.
Get the pikes. Okay. I don't know where the pikes are, so I am going to just use my turn to move towards the one closest to him and make an attack with my longsword, 2 hands. So, see there. That's a 12. Does 12 hit?
It does indeed.
Fuck yeah,
As you
cool.
writhe your double-headed longsword and bring it down on this beast, already melting from the blast of Erlon's guiding bolt. You bring it down and you carve through its ice, knocking off a limb, which then regenerates. The icy beast looks up at you ferociously.
I think that ends my turn.
Okay. Alright. Up next. Larry, what would you like to do?
Oh, can you hear me?
Indeed we can.
Okay. Well, I believe I'm going to hurl my hammer, and try to just shatter one, hopefully.
Alright, which one?
Probably whichever one is most enraged, like this one.
Alright, as
Did
the
I get
hammer
that?
curls through, boom, 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 it smacks into the door as the door slowly hinges out. And as it cracks in the door, blasts through a massive hole, sending wood shards splintering all over the floor. But the hammer misses its target. What else would you like to do?
I don't know that I have many other things that I can do, so I believe that will be it.
Okay. Up next, Rez. Watching all this chaos take place, the wood splintering in this previously poor and boring Triglio Tavern now brightened with a new sense of excitement. What do you want to do, Rez?
Oh, Scheiße! What is going on? Oh, Scheiße! I'm gonna back up this way. Oh, hello, old guy. What are you doing? Get out of my way. Fuck, I'm panicking. Ooh. I'll cast Bane.
Alright, upon who?
Up to 3 creatures of your choice you can see within range. So, these 3.
Alright. Yeah. Up to 3 creatures. They must make a charisma saving throw. So all of them. Okay.
If you guys can keep them in the fire, they will burn. That's what I would say as evidence.
Alright. One of them succeeds, but the other 2 fail.
Okay, so those 2 have minus D4 to any attack rolls.
Okay, so they must roll a d4. Gotcha. What else do you want to do?
I think that's gonna be all.
All right.
Wait, no. I'm going to look at Glenn. Glenn, you are one of the best fighters I've ever seen. You definitely should kill that method. Oh, you're going to kill it so good. Oh wow, look how good you're going to kill that method, and then you get a bardic inspiration.
Alright.
And what is that bardic inspiration? Like, what's the dice?
1d6.
D6.
D6? Great.
Alistair, as you watch more of these ice-like goblinoid creatures crawling their way through, and the temperature dropping a couple degrees, what would you like to do?
Alright. I'm gonna run over here and get up on top of the table.
Okay.
Standing here at the end. I'm gonna pull out my flintlock, take aim, and I'm going to shout out,
Oh no.
We lost him. During
What
this
a
time,
time.
What
we
is he going
lost
to
him.
shout? What is he going to shout out?
We don't
Alistair
know.
died in the
The
middle
inspiration
What are you
was
shouting,
beyond.
Alistair?
That's okay, because as that happens, I can roleplay the rest of the encounter. So, as the
He's
board
back,
goes
he's
off,
back.
No, hold up. Here he is.
Back. What did you shout, my friend?
I
He's back.
shouted,
What'd you
even
shout?
you little beast ought to respect a barkeep.
nice. And with that, the bullet flies wide and strikes a barrel of ale, which then begins leaking.
What is
And
this?
that's my turn.
Okay. Let me just double check their AC. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just not high enough to hit. So with that, up next, it will be the Ice Mephit's turn. The first one still caught in the pincer between this guy laying down and you, Glenn. It looks around briefly before looking straight up at you, Glenn. And as it breathes out these sharp fragments of needles, icicles, and cold breath, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, Glenn and Erlond. Actually, and Larry. It's a 15-foot cone, so that definitely enraptures you guys. Glenn succeeds.
So wait, what do
Erlon
I have
fails.
to do?
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, well I do have a hat, and it gives me a +1. So
Okay.
yeah,
Those are for charisma saves, by the way.
only.
That is correct.
Okay, I'll put that in there.
But nevertheless, you succeed, Larry. With a 10 succeeds. So as you guys brace in discomfort, your mountain dwarven form resists against the frost breath. However, Erlond, you not really ready for it. You go ahead and take a total of 8 cold damage. He's muted, but what he's trying to say is,
A nat 1 and a nat fucking 20. Really?
yeah, 2 nat 4s.
Really?
Man, it's crazy. Who did you inspire again, Rez?
That would be Glenn.
Okay, well Glenn succeeded. So with that, Erlond, you are, well actually, how many health points do you have, Erlond?
2.
Oh yeah, right. Okay. So that's gonna end that Ice Mephit's turn. The next one's gonna come out, and as he goes through the door, he flies over this guy's body and inspires an opportunity attack from you, Glenn.
Okay. Alright, let me make that attack. Do I add like all my bonuses to like an opportunity attack as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
As this flying, iced crystal entity flies towards you, Rez, it goes and slashes you with its claws. Does a 13 hit?
Oh, yes, a 13 hits.
Alright. You take
Do
a
I hit it with
total...
Sorry.
You take a
Yeah, did
total
you-
of 3 slashing damage and 3 cold damage. With
Did,
that,
did Glenn hit him on was that opportunity attack?
yes, he did. Glenn, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Because if you killed it,
As he's flying through the air, you cut up straight and smack his wing back, but not enough to prevent the attack. You still take the damage, Rez.
shoot! Ow, this hurts!
Oh, hold on.
Oh wait,
Bane,
no, he
Bane.
did, yeah, Bane.
Oh,
Bane.
and
He
disadvantage.
did subtract a D4.
Ah.
D4.
So
Yes.
a 9 misses.
Yes, I do not take the damage. Take that, you little monkey.
Alright, the next ice monkey is going to come out of the same orifice and do a very similar ice blast. However, because where Glenn
And-
is, he gets another opportunity attack.
And dex save with Bane
He needs to do a dex save with Bane.
for my fire. My fire
Oh,
is burning.
good point.
Dex save minus D4.
All right. So, what is the DC?
14.
All right, he rolled a 14, and because 17
minus d4.
No, 17 minus 3. So he succeeds, and he's gonna go ahead and do himself a frost breath. So go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw, Erland and Alistair.
Okay, real quick, just before, like, if I can, before that happens, I rolled to attack. I missed. I'm assuming I missed with a 9.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I use my inspiration on an attack?
Unfortunately, I
opportunity?
just realized you only get one reaction, so you can't make multiple opportunity attacks.
That's correct. Never mind. You're right.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Oh no, dude. Alright, unfortunately you take a total of 5 extra points of cold damage, and Erlon collapses to the floor, frozen with frostbite as he shivers in pain.
Yep.
Up
If
next,
only it was a Goliath, that'd be so good.
Alistair, you also need to roll a... Oh, Alistair saved his dex, good job. So, it's time for the next ice method. He can't really see what's going on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Dex.
30. He's gonna end
Dex.
his turn right there, and yep,
Oh,
he
no.
makes that dex check.
He's not baned, this one.
Alright. That is true, he's not baned. Rolls a 20. With that, he is going to go ahead and drag 2 claws across the back of Glenn. Glenn does a 16 hit.
Yes, it does. It matches.
Alright. 5 slashing damage and 4 points of cold damage enter through your wounds.
Ooh. Okay.
Up next, Erland. It is your turn. And because you are unconscious, Erland, I need you to GM whisper me a death saving throw.
Okay, what is that? 1d20?
Yes, it is. I like your hat, by the
Backslash
way.
GM.
/GM roll. Okay. Keep in mind a 10 or above is a success. A 9 or below is a failure. So, up next, Oralas, what would you like to do?
Yes, I feel this needs some more power, some more firepower, and I will weave my hands, and I will cast my blade song as my bonus action, and I will speed up, and I will hum, and I will take the Truthsbane, because with that accent, it is a Truthsbane, and I will run fast as I can.
Hell yes.
Yes, I will run my 40 feet with the blade song, and I will say, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, and I will say, you beast, look at me, and I will hide in the corner, because I have a plan, and I will strike with the Truthsbane, with my blade song. Does it matter? What does it give? It gives me 2 AC, some more bonuses,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm just going to swing it. Truthsbane.
That hits.
And this weapon is working great.
Alright, so that is, oh yeah, you added the stuff correctly. So as you bring it down, you guys see a sliver of ice hitting the ground and then dissolve as the beast... Is that in your turn?
Yes, it is.
Alright.
Look at me, you evil beast.
Okay. And with that, Glenn, in between a hard place and a rock, what would you like to do?
I think this is a tough one. I think I'm gonna try to finish off this one that's directly in front of me.
Okay.
With an attack with my long sword. So I'm gonna make that roll.
That hits.
Fantastic. Okay, and I also, because I'm a level 2 paladin, I would like to add my divine smite to the damage. So I'm gonna roll my regular damage, but also I'm gonna roll a 2d8, because it's gonna take a first level spell slot. And does this creature, I doubt it, but does this creature happen to be an undead or a fiend?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So let me roll to attack. And there's an 8. and I'm
That
gonna
hits.
roll
Obviously.
a 2d8.
All right. How do you want to do this?
16 damage total. Excellent. I want to just like slice it in half, like diagonally, as I like swing down with my sword, and then like my sword like glows with like a radiant energy because the 2d8 is radiant damage.
With
So there's like a
glowing,
light burst through the sword as I cut through it crossways.
with glowing yellow eyes, your burning radiant sword cuts a sliver in between this method. It falls in between, and the two halves melt separately. Now just a pool of water. All right. Is that your turn?
Bitch, since it's dead, I am gonna use my turn, or the little bit of movement that I have to just move this way towards this one here,
Amazing.
in a threatening stance, if that means anything.
All right. As you go to pursue your threatening stance, you inspire an opportunity attack from the method behind you. Does a 10 hit?
No, 10 misses.
And he does not have flanking advantage because you killed his ally, coincidentally. So with that, we're going to go to Larry's turn. Larry, as you witness this, Erlond clutching his chest and writhing back and forth in the deep cold, what would you like to do?
It seems like I tried to use Cure Wounds before, but there was a reason I couldn't.
You couldn't use it as a bonus action, but you can
Oh!
use it as your main action.
Yes, I would like to go and help my fellow friend.
All right.
With some Cure Wounds.
All right. As you feel yourself growing warmer, you finally gain enough sensory awareness, Erlon, to realize the two kobold hands grasping your shoulders as they bring you back to life. Go ahead and roll a 1d8, Larry.
Okay.
Oh my god, she's strangling him. She's gonna kill him for good.
What is your spellcasting modifier?
Oh. Let us see.
That is a 5. So you are now at 6
Yeah.
HP, Erlond. 6 HP. That is your action, Larry. However, you do still have your movement and bonus action left. Now, where are you on the board? Because you need to be in this space to heal Erlond, or... Oh, that space. Even better.
Will be. That is where I will stay
Okay.
and end my turn.
Perfect. Rez, it is now your turn. What would you like to do? Paging Eric.
Muted.
Typical.
Fuck. Hey guys, there's a few methods between me and you. I think I'm in a bit of a pinch. Very awkwardly, I'm going to pull out my rapier, and it's disadvantage. Let's see what I do. Does a 13 hit?
It does indeed.
Yes! Oh, yes!
Which one are you
I-
striking?
The ones that hit, that wanted to hit me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for
Are
damage.
you able to put token markers on the baned ones? Like any color would work? I
It's-
think.
I know which ones are Banes.
Yeah, it's
but yeah,
the top and bottom one. This middle one is.
yeah, here, yeah. The green boys are Banes. Okay.
Gotcha.
I should do that more often. All right. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay.
All right. As you plant the rapier into its chest, you feel it pring something, and you watch as the form of the ice method begins curdling and. As it explodes.
Oh, scheiße!
Make me a dexterity saving throw. All right, you succeed the throw as suddenly a bunch of spikes proliferate the face of Horwar, dealing massive amount of damage on him as he has no dexterity save. But you pass. Let me make sure the range is good. It is, and up next... Wait, I should ask you, is that in your turn?
Larry, I believe in you. You're very courageous. I believe in you. Take an inspiration.
Of course. Alright, so, Alistair, watching this chaos take place and the melodic songs of your bard friend, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna recock my flintlock, and I'm gonna aim for this one over here, next to the bard. I'm going to take my shot.
Alright, a 13 hits.
Boom.
Woo! My man. Alright, as you sink in that 9 piercing damage, the bullet cleanly goes straight through him and shatters in the back wall. What else would you like to do?
I'm gonna yell out to the bard. Hey, you seem to be a bit green with that thing. Don't poke your own eye out.
Very funny.
And, that'll be my turn.
At about that time, Larry, your rock is finally resonating at such a frequency that it can no longer be contained. Gasper, as your character Otaku Yamade appears on the screen, go ahead and drag him out right here. And it is now your turn.
Hello, fellas. What did I miss? I see there's a couple more enemies.
Very kind of you
guys-
to join us.
Hey, it's a jaunty party out here.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. I'm
Why
gonna
does this
attack.
happen every time I go out for drinks?
Yeah, you drink a little bit too much in some time. So, alright, I'm gonna attack him. I'm gonna attack him with my daggers. I'm gonna run up to him and kind of like put him in a lock choke and stab him.
Alright. Go ahead and roll for your attacks.
Does that hit?
Yeah. And the second one hits. Oh, yeah, both of those hit. However, the second one is also a dagger. So just click the dagger in the text chat twice for damage. Alright, 4 piercing and 7. Go ahead and add your sneak attack as well, because you have allies within 5 feet.
Do you mean, Gasper?
Yeah, just Gasper sneak attack damage.
Okay, you said Glenn, I was confused.
Oh, I did? I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Alright, with that, you focus on the fulcrum point that was created with the first bullet wound. As you bring down your dagger right into that, a spider web of shattered fragments go throughout this ice method, and it explodes, which means Rez and Otaku, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Is he grappling it? Like, is he? Because he said he was like pulling it in a choke or something.
He did, but unfortunately it died before we could get to there. So Gasper, you succeed. Otaku shields his face as the shards of energy blast around him. However, Rez is not quite as lucky. And Rez, you do take 2 frost damage. Ooh. I actually rolled that wrong, but that's fine. You take 1 point of frost damage. It's supposed to be 1d8, not
Ow.
2d4.
Ow!
As you sarcastically say ow, you look over at Huarwar, who just has hundreds of needles sticking out of his face and
Oh, I'm sorry, mein Freund.
is not feeling very well. Up next is the single ice method, whose turn is still up. He is going to fly westernly past all of you. Glenn, Oralas, Erlond, and actually just the 3 of you. Glenn, Erlond, and Oralas, go ahead and roll to hit. Oralas, you hit, and as you smack it in the air, it almost flies to the ground. Glenn, as it flies to the ground, reacting off Morales' shot, you clean through the air and miss it, leading to Erland. Erland, it is now your opportunity attack. And you miss too. As it gets to this position, you're just going to bite down hard on Alistair. Alistair does, well, a 19 does hit. You take a total of 5 slashing damage and 3 cold damage.
So 8 in total.
Yes, sir. And with that,
Alright.
it is Erland's turn. What do you want to do, Erland?
Ah,
Crazy
where's it? Where's that? Where's it? I starry form into chalice.
Ooh, okay. First time seeing Chalice as you guys watch these stars levitate through the ceiling and affix in different locations of Erland's body. They form the constellation of a chalice on his chest. What do you want to do?
And then, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Glenn, and then that Healing Word also gives 1d8 to anybody of my choice within 30 feet, and that's gonna go to Alistair.
Okay.
So Alistair gets 1d8, and then you get 1d4.
So Alistair, as you regain 6 HP.
And then Glenn, you get 3.
Well, what's your spellcasting modifier, Erland?
Oh, it's a 3, so he would get 6.
Alright, 6 HP to both of you as the chalice spreads the love. What else do you want to do?
Actually, Alistair's gonna get 9, and Glenn's gonna get 6.
Oh, even better. Okay, I think
So-
that takes up your full turn, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do I get movement after that or no?
Of course.
Cool. I'm gonna bounce back here.
All right, using his reaction to opportunity attack you.
Ah.
Go ahead and oof, that's a natural 20.
Oh.
Well, these ice people don't really like their sea elf very much.
They don't.
Fucking me up.
And as he does 11 points of slashing and cold damage.
Man, I should. Myself can.
Erland was a good sea elf.
Not
It's
only did
very
I,
good.
guys, not only did I roll a natural 20, I rolled 2 natural 20s on that one.
This poor man, he just died.
Fucked up.
He just died to my feet again.
As Erland comes sliding on the floor in front
You
of
guys,
you,
hold up. As I'm missing, I just missed that. Like as soon as that was weird. As soon as that opportunity attack hit, I totally blanked out on
All good.
y'all's audio.
This is how you lose the consciousness.
Yeah. So.
That makes sense.
What the fuck? So, as you are hit with both of those attacks and you come sliding to the floor, Uralas, it is now your turn.
My friend, I think you just gave me all I needed. So I will actually step on his butt and jump high in the air. And I will take my other offhand short sword. And I will try to do something very well and very good and very skillful. Which is going to be and jump on my friend's butt. And I will try to knock the beast unconscious in a non-lethal explosive hit.
Okay.
With the swab.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. There's an obscure rule in the player's handbook. You can strike a creature and bring it down to 0 without killing it if that is your intention. So if you would like to knock it unconscious, go ahead and roll for your attack.
Yes, I will try to use the flat end of the blade and swing it to make him unconscious. So my main hand attack with the Truth's Bane.
Flipping the Gladius around, you slap it in the side, and it just skids off the top of the ice.
But I will have advantage with
You will.
actually yes, because my friend is on the other side.
Good point. I would say roll for damage, but the minimum you could roll is 2, and it has 2 hit points. So with that, as you smack this ice block without a sound, it hits the floor unconscious. And
Move away, my friends. I think it's gonna explode soon. Move away, and maybe we ask it questions or we just break his neck from afar.
I'm gonna turn to this fat lard and say, "Mein Freund, are you okay?"
Does this end combat with it being out?
It does. And with that,
Okay.
you look up at Huarwar, bleeding. Hoy, I'd
I would
say
like
this
to-
day can't get any worse, but I'm lucky to be here.
Come here, mein Freund.
I'd like to move
I
towards
cast Cure
Erland.
Jameson!
I'm sorry.
He hops over the counter, pleading with the bartender.
Ooh, 12. Damn.
At which
Let's
point,
go.
That dude's feeling right as rain.
as he holds the bar, Sorry, yeah, Erland, as you come back alive, feeling your breath with lungs, your lung with, Jesus Christ. We're gonna take a bathroom break. It's 9:20.
Thank God, I've had to pee so bad.
Glad to see some unfamiliar faces have joined the Quick Pissers Club.
Hey, give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna try and just over to my laptop.
Take your time. We're only gonna go for at most an hour and a half. Do you think you can stick it out, Randy?
What'd you say?
Well, you said you might have to go to sleep early. We only got about 90 minutes left. Do you think you can make it?
Oh, I reckon I can try.
All right.
Clarification.
A little bit of a different camera view.
Could I give those that?
Could you give what? You broke up halfway through your question, Eric.
Could I give that cure wounds to Erland instead of Tubby?
Sure, if you'd like.
Yeah. So, remembering that my compadre was down, that 12 healing would have gone to Erland.
Nice. Yeah, thanks for being so patient, my lovely party members. This week has been kind of hectic for your dungeon master.
Dude, I don't mind being patient.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Gasper, what are you doing?
Trying to do some key binding with my controller so I can lay back.
Nice. Yo, he's playing Dungeons and Dragons with a PlayStation controller. I never thought I would see the day.
Oh my, how the days have gone
Playing
by.
PlayStation.
That's fucking remarkable. I can't believe that's a sentence that now has to exist in 2021.
To be fair, if you had macros of just all your attacks and stuff, and then bound them to a controller,
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
trying.
just
That's
say
what I'm trying to do.
roll for initiative, roll attack. That's awesome. Not gonna lie.
Wouldn't that be crazy? If only you could do the same as a dungeon master, right?
Hey, Krifu.
That'd be a big controller.
Yeah.
When you do an offhand attack, you
Maybe
have
one of
no
those
plus.
light controllers.
You have no plus damage to your offhand attack from your dex, and no prof as well, unless you have the 2-weapon fighting style.
Welcome to the Quick Pissers gang, everybody. Holy shit.
You are not part of the Quick Pissers gang anymore.
Your membership
No.
has been revoked, good sir.
You're
That's
the last
fucked
to
up.
you're last
That's
to the table,
fucked up.
man. Last
No,
to the
hold
table.
on. Shut
last
up.
To the table,
Oh,
and
shut.
Last
Right.
isn't
Got
a
back.
part of the Quick
Shut
Pissers
your mouth.
Club, and you're just upset
Shut.
that you can't be a part of the
Shut
Quick
up.
Pissers Club anymore, and
Shut
you
the
can't
fuck-
wear the Weatherman jacket.
I'll
I
send
got
you a screen
distracted
Krifu of what I
talking
mean.
to my cat.
Even if we gross no viewers throughout the years as we record this, we have to make a Quick Pissers Letterman jacket with like yellow sleeves and like a beautiful kind of velvet interior. That would be great.
There should be a yellow and purple.
Listen,
Ooh.
my cat was outside the bathroom. He was looking extra cute today, and I had to acknowledge him.
I bet he's a member of the Quick
Aw.
Pissers Club.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, dude.
His name is Grandpa. He's a good boy.
I bet Grandpa knows how to piss.
He knows how to piss. But Grandpa can't piss. Let's all talk about how much Grandpa can piss.
I can tell
Do
which
anyone
side
have
of the
any
family he
questions?
got it from. It's pretty obvious. But without further ado, as the game continues, actually, Raimi, are you ready? Raimi?
Raimi's dead.
That's okay. We'll hope he
That's
gets his
beautiful.
webcam fixed and we'll be in this funky order for a little bit.
Raimi.
But in the meantime, you awake. And as you guys are sitting inside of the tavern, Horwar comforting Jameson inevitably gets him on his feet. Jameson takes the plug that he uncorked from your bottle, Rez, and plugs it directly into the hole made in the barrel of leaking ale from the gunshot.
Stumbling up to the counter, I'm gonna give him 2 more gold pieces.
Thank you.
Sorry for the trouble, my friend.
Not at all. He looks at Horwar. Aye, you all just saved our lives. Thank you.
Yes. Now, back to my friend here. You said that you had no rum. Does that 3 gold find any rum?
No rum. And at this, Alistair's gonna spit on the floor with a scowl.
Look, I wouldn't lie to you fellas. The Zentarim are keeping all of the rum from us. They dominate the docks, and ever since Blimmy got sick, they haven't had anything in ways of competition. Oi! That's what I was telling you about, Bard. We can't fish. We can't even go to Bremen. Hell, they've even bought all the rum from us.
Sound like a right bunch of slavers to me.
Without alcohol, such as rum? Oh, heavens. Okay, we need to do something about this, my friends.
Where can we find these keepers of rum?
Well, as a matter of fact, they allow for the halflings over at Three Flags to sell rum. But if you're looking for the people responsible, I would go to the Kalishtan Arms.
I'm looking for the blood of those that is keeping rum from the people.
Well, you look no further than them. They're over at the Kalishtan Arms, and, well, if I do say so myself, he kind of looks around. Speaker Maxlander is the one who's responsible. No, you don't know that! No, I do. Ever since he won the election, this place has gone to shite.
What did you say his name was?
Nair?
Otaku, stop! Calm down!
It's
Max
alright.
Lunder?
I needed it to be told to me a few times before I remembered. His name is Nerth Maxlander.
Nearest Maxlander.
The Kalishtan
And that be the
bastard.
bastard that's keeping the rum from me.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, he looks over at Jameson. Why don't you stay here? But the rest of us, let's go give him a piece of our mind. One of the large folk who was hiding from the fight earlier re-enters the fray. Aye, for Blimmy! For Blimmy.
I don't know who Blimmy is, but for Blimmy!
For the rum.
As you guys hear this name, Blimmy, Glenn and Alistair, you recall a Blimmy aboard your ship all of those years ago.
Hey, this Blimmy fella, what be he like?
Blimmy's lost his mind. He's a victim of the Dale Dwellers and something else. He's got a parasite which is reeking up his body fierce.
Where is Wilmy now?
He points over. See that fella making clouds over by the fireplace? That'd be him.
Do I recognize him when I look at him?
I'm gonna go take a seat by him.
You do indeed. 10 years older than you guys recognized him. Glenn, for you, about 2 years older. But it is Blimmy Finnegan, sitting with his pipe, blowing smokes into the air. As he looks over. Hey, shouldn't you be squabbing the deck right about now, Alistair?
Hey, you old bastard. That'd be Captain now.
Is it? Well, Yellerbeard must have been toppled over. What was it? A coup?
I parted my ways some odd years back. I don't know what's come of him, but Glyn over
This
here, perhaps he can shed some light.
A few years back? What do you mean? I saw Yellowbeard just the other day. Hey,
Oh,
Captain!
Blimey.
Captain! Where the hell is he?
Blimey, my friend, what's the last thing you remember from the travels at sea? You've spent some time here, it would seem.
Oh, well, probably the same thing you remember. We've
Right,
been on
maybe.
this ship together for years now.
Yeah, well, let's just see if the last thing I remember is the same last thing you remember.
Alright, well, we just left Dungloris.
Yeah, Dungloris, that's right, I remember. I remember leaving there. Yes. Where were we headed?
As a matter of fact, we were back to Mithraloon to drop off that Kinku stowaway we picked up in Kalisti.
That's right, the Kinku stowaway. That's right.
Oh, you have
That's
a
right.
Kinku stowaway.
Aye, you can never trust a Kinku sailor. You know why?
Tell us why.
They always be trying to coup.
They always trying to care. That's very blimmy of a joke that you've told. So you're off the ship now. Why did you leave the ship, if I can ask?
What do you mean, boy? We're on the ship as we speak.
That's right, we are on the ship. I was making sure. Just making sure that
you
you
can't
were
pull
keeping...
one over on old Finnegan, can you?
Yeah, right. You're too clever. Thank you so much for speaking with me. I know that at this point, you know what you're talking about. So thank you for filling me in.
Did I ever tell you fellas about the time me and Yellowbeard found a dragon turtle?
Would you like to?
Aye, we had just caught the skiff off the coast of the Dawn-struck Bay. Pulling out from Infalas in our skiff, we thought we'd catch us some clams for the sun came down. At about that time, the island where we were fishing rose up, and in the darkness we seen... At about that time, he exhales the smoke from his pipe, and the magical pipe makes the form of a dragon turtle crashing through the waves. That's when we saw it, the Turtles.
That must have been scary. That must have been quite a terrifying experience.
Aye, but you should have seen old Yellowbeard, as stubborn as a bull he was. We lost the ship.
What
Aye,
came
that sounds about right for you.
Hey, don't be saying that, Alistair. You know I was spry back in me days. And he kind of leans out a hand to give you like a kind slap, but about that time, pain racks his body. He clutches his chest. Go ahead and roll perception. Anyone who wishes.
I'm also gonna grab him by the shoulder, seeing him in pain.
I'm okay. It's just the Dale Dwellers. Larry, as you look forward, and Alistair, you notice this too. Beneath his frock-like apron shirt, you see something rise beneath his skin and then lower. Almost as if there is a force or a creature in his body that's making his skin writhe. I think I need a rest.
Aye, Blimmy, I think that'll do you well.
As he hobbles out into a nearby staircase in the concrete path, and Huarwar shows him up the stairs. Huarwar inevitably comes back down. So, you know Captain Finnegan?
Blimmy's an old friend.
Just a couple of years ago, he pulled me and the boys together, and we set out in the mare, looking to make our fortunes. After these Kalishtan types came over, however, we can't quite make as much as a 10-penny. So,
If you're looking to make it to the seas again,
we are. Which brings me to my next point of contention. We can go and yell at the guys over in the Kalishtan Arms. However, what we need is a way to free ourselves from this ice. Give them southern boys a little competition. You see, when Blimmy was getting real sick, he wanted to go on a little journey, sensing that his mind was leaving him. We went up to the big mount, Kelvin's cairn, and we were ambushed by a Yeti. We killed the thing, but in all the chaos, Blimmy left his ice axe up there. If you guys are ever free and you bring that ice axe back to us, we can chop the ice, free Finnegan's stand, and finally set back on the mare, just like Blimmy would have wanted.
Ray, you have my word. You'll have that ice axe.
Indeed.
For Blimmy.
For Captain
Aye, for Blimmy.
Finnegan. As you guys share a drink, the bartender, belabored with his wounds, bring back a full jar of honeydew and sets it in front of you. Never could stomach the stuff myself, but this one looks special. As he puts the jar in front of you, you guys notice it has a gold ribbon around the side of it.
Oh, what is this?
Just perchance, do I or
He's
any of us
shopping.
know what the gold ribbon around it might mean in terms of like a bottle of honeydew?
Those of you who are native to Northreach, meaning Alistair, Erland. Sorry, Erland, you're not a tribe, you don't get this one. So Alistair, Glyn, and Larry, you can all roll me a history check if you wish.
I do it.
And then this is just, it's like a big jar of this stuff?
Yeah, it
With a
almost
gold
looks like a
ribbon?
big honey pot with a spout on the top. However, the ribbon is tied around the side, so you can see it through the transparent glass.
And does it have like a tap on it?
No, the ribbon's actually tied around the bottom and not the top. The top is actually closed with a wood stopper.
So like, how do you get the? Is it just like a big bottle, or is there like a tap on the side?
Yeah,
or-
you just pop out the wood stopper on the top.
Okay. Well, they're thinking about nerd stuff. Rez is gonna pour everyone a glass.
Glenn,
A hefty
Alistair,
glass.
as he pours it upside down, it clicks because you can read the inscription on the inside of the glass. This is known as a golden ribbon. Whoever receives a ribbon like this, Alistair, is invited for a free sampling of mead at the Good Mead Refinery, where honeydew is made.
Could I remove the ribbon?
Indeed.
Alright, I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
No one else here, aside from Larry, knows what that gold ribbon is.
Oh, what was that, Alistair? This was a pretty ribbon. and
I
you don't
want it.
Type for, carrying pretty things.
Aye, this ribbon is the key to get into a nice place of drinking.
Oh, well, we
Don't
might have to go
carry
there
this
pretty
one,
soon, won't we?
Shiny.
It's an invitation.
Oh, to where?
My pocket.
Who else? The ones that made the mead.
Oh, that would be a great place to go and sample. This
Perhaps
stuff
we should
is
stop
probably
by
thought
sometime.
down. I think we should. Maybe if we pass it on the road, be a good road trip break.
I'll never say no to a drink.
As will I.
As you guys get ready, looking around and sharing your drinks,
While we're-
Blimmy, go ahead.
Yeah, just in the background, while we're all waiting around and drinking and talking, Rez is going to pull out his dulcimer and start playing.
That's quite nice, Werewar says as he looks around at all of you. No, I never got around to asking you folk. What brings you over to Targos?
What?
Yeah, actually, we're looking for someone. Someone who's kind of slipped the shackles of another nearby settlement. We're looking for a Sephyk Kaltro, I believe.
Never heard anyone by that name.
Well, if you happen to hear of it, if you could direct them our way, that would be great.
Perhaps.
I, for one, am real keen to spill the blood of this Max Lunder.
Keep
That's
your
what I
voice
think
down.
you should do.
Keep your voice down. If the guard hear you talking that way, they'll splay you and flay you 5 ways to 10 towns.
No, that doesn't sound very good. I don't want to be splayed and flayed 5 ways to 10 towns.
It's not
Death
very
is coming
fresh.
for us all.
Some sooner than others.
Well, let's not kill him. How about we say we can't wait to have a diplomatic discussion with him? Dang, that... What was it? That Nas Maxlander? Dang, what a good diplomatic conversation we are going to have with him later.
And about that time, you guys look up as another pair of footsteps walk into the tavern. The same red tiefling that you had seen before, Glenn, walks into the room. Yes, barkeep, one of your finest raspberry rums, please. Oh, wait, that's right. You don't have much of a selection, do you? She scans the room. Now then, is your talk cheaper than your pay? Or are you all willing to come to the Kalishtan Arms, as you said?
Sorry, I've not had the chance to really bring up that circumstance with my compatriots. We kind of had to deal with the situation while you
That is
weren't
alright.
here. Fellas, those who didn't accompany me on my trip to town hall, we've been invited by this tiefling here.
He's gonna be pissed at us making him wait, but we'll have a good reason, I guess.
We've been invited to meet some others in our search of Sephyk.
Aye.
So, if you guys would like to accompany us,
And
maybe
this-
it'd be a good idea that we bring as many as we can.
Everyone
This
else.
is the Kalishtan place, correct?
That is correct. As you look around, Huarwar, Jameson, and the other sailors aren't saying a peep. They seem petrified by this guy as he walks in with authority. Yes, now then, daylight is running little. Why don't you all come with me? Oh, and be pleased. They call me Scath.
Be
God.
pleased. Sounds like you're from Kalishte.
You have that right, my friend. I was trained by the most wonderful weaponsmiths and earned my reputation as a bodyguard.
That's so.
It is.
Alright, lads. Let's make our way.
As you
Might
walk
as well
out,
kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
as you guys walk outside, this mutt of a dog approaches your party. Schnauzer-like brown goateed face and long brown dog hair. Scath looks at it. Get out of here, you mutt! And he kicks it with the heel of his boot. The dog limps away, keeping its eyes on you guys, and leaves, walking in a similar direction. So you guys walk near towards the Kalishtan Arms and the eastern coast of the bay. Scoff begins to talk to you. Yes, so how long have you been in the city?
We've only just arrived.
Oh, good, good. I didn't want to think my record keeping had gotten too bad. Well, now that you all are here, and as you guys walk through, you begin to see the different flags. As you pass 3 flags, you see one flag, this blue flag here, spread across the front. Another flag, a dragon with an orb in its mouth. Very large and luxurious flag indicating the colors of Kalishte. And this one indicating the Halfling House, which has taken up residence in Targos. So you pass these 3 junctures and make your way into the Kalishtan Arms. You can see these 2 stalwart guards standing at the front. Just behind the tavern is the longest dock in all of Targos. Prime real estate for any venturing company. You see a double galleon-width ship with 3 large sails which double atop each other, and their sails are in this yellowish black hue. As you guys approach the guards, which give you a slight nod, and enter the tavern, it is a very bizarre sight. As you walk inside, no music is playing. The guards sit almost as if expecting you, and there is no bartender present. These guards, however, have their faces obscured by a veil of chain-link armor, spiked helms, and large bronze lamelier, which comes tracing down their shoulders.
Oh, well, this is inviting, isn't it?
Yes. But if you look for rum in the wrong places, you may end up in a place even worse than this. So come. What will it be? Raspberry rum? Seaside scalder? I will be your tender for this evening.
Some of that raspberry rum sounds very elegant. Sounds like something I would drink back home.
Oh, yes. As he pulls out a large bottle. This bottle's shaped like a square rectangular size, and he pours a few glasses.
I'll take a bottle for myself.
On the house. And he gives you a whole bottle with a very conciliatory grin. Enjoy your drinks. The boss will be downstairs any moment.
I'm gonna take a seat, but I'm gonna take an extra chair to prop my feet up to use it as a resting stool.
Yet again, Rez is going to take his drink, put his feet up, pull out his dulcimer, and start splunking a tune.
Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down.
Gonna cast a mage hand and give himself a
Oh, wow.
Erlond gets 1d4.
He's pulling out all the. Rez is pulling out all the stops.
Hell yeah. Erlond gets 1d4 DM's inspiration for that amazing reference. You guys continue in this tavern. The 4 or 5 guards who sit around, suddenly hearing Rez's noise, just turn around, facing walls or facing the other side of the bar. As Scath, excuse me, Darius, can you please go fetch the speaker? Why, of course, General Scott. He then walks upstairs, and as this very large guard comes back down, as a matter of fact, Lord Scott, Max Lander wishes to see you in his private study. Oh, I see. Well then, we would not want to keep him waiting. And Scott heads up the stairs. As your dulcimer crescendo comes to its apotheosis and the song finishes, would you like to accompany him?
But of course.
So you guys reach the top now. Creaking on these wooden steps that crunch under your feet. You inevitably make it into a dark room. Window panes which face the east coast, giving you a delightful view of the frozen waters of Mare Duladon, the light shining in. The windows themselves hexed with dark metal, which crops the window in frame. You see a balding human, hair over his total head, but very thinning, and very thin facial hair which is wisping off his face. Dark black robes which trail down to his feet. He has his back turned to you and is holding a small guppy. As the guppy flecks between his index and thumb fingers, switches around for life, he drops it. As he drops it over a cage, you see a mouth of a small winged snake poke through the top of the crate. As it grabs the guppy and retrieves it, he turns. Ah, yes. Thank you very much, Speaker Scath. That will be all. But, Max Lander, you said that you wanted me to stay, and I said that would be all. As you wish, be pleased. He bows and walks away, shutting the door behind him. As you're now alone with the speaker, he looks up. Welcome. I've been awaiting your presence for quite some time. You are after that murderer, aren't you?
Yes, I believe we are.
Splendid. Well, maybe I can entice you a little bit. You see, this individual you're looking for has been in my payroll for quite some time. I, of course, had no idea that he was a how do you say common, a killer. He has worked with me and the other merchants of the Twisted Hand Trading Company for quite some time. We only wish to increase profits. But you see, I have hired the wrong hands. It seems as though the Zintarim mercenaries are not all they have been hyped up to be. This Sephyk Kaltro is currently the bodyguard of a merchant friend of mine. When you go to Bremen, you will find a small camp on the northern coast. There, in the tree line, they sit. Go there, take care of your business, do what you want. But when you come back, I will give you a couple more coins for keeping your mouth shut about the whole predicament. What do you say? It is a offer, after all. Feel free to decline if you wish.
I think we might have to confer with each other for a moment.
Oh, please, take all the time you need. The lobby is very accommodating.
So, assuming that we're all, like, exited from earshot, are we all good to keep our mouths shut of this whole ordeal?
Look, we're just trying to find a guy and kill him.
Find a
We
guy.
don't need to talk about how we found him or what have you. We can just say, yeah, we found him, we killed him. Give us our coin.
Yes. What the speaker was insinuating is that you guys kill him, take care of your business, but he's going to bribe you a little bit so you guys don't reveal the secret that Sephyk Kaltro is a bodyguard for one of his merchants.
Okay, absolutely. I'm okay with that, quite frankly.
My mouth sours dealing with these crooked businessmen.
My friend Alistair, it is just coin.
Coin from a slaver is no coin I want.
Still shiny.
Oh shit, is he a slave? Did I miss that somehow? I thought he was just a dick.
I mean,
He might as well be.
Yeah, he hasn't revealed himself to be a slaver, but he has bought out all the competition and is preventing Finnegan's boys from sailing the seas of Mir Duladon.
Crooked
it's quite the
business is as
assumer.
bad as chains themselves.
It is
You
quite
might be
rude.
able to strike a deal with him.
I was gonna say I'm a big fan of keeping people to their wills. Maybe we could strike some sort of deal where he could leave them alone. Extra money is good, but if we can't work it out, then yeah, maybe we could just cause a big ruckus. It's what do you think, Alistair? Where do you land on this situation?
My desire's been clear since before we made it here. Blood.
Okay, blood. That's a good one. You sure? Where does everyone else stand?
Coin.
Coin?
Yes, I do
Coin's
agree.
good.
I'm in favor of coin. You know,
Look.
something we
Two
could
for coin.
to win out on all sides is we could ask this Maxlander if there's any valuable work he needs to be done. We can take care of it, and if we take care of it, maybe he pulls back his restrictions somewhat, or at least lets the boy sail.
Look,
As
we can take
as,
our blood and our pound of flesh. We can take the coin from his pockets, and then we can free the trade to the good people. Everyone
there's
wins.
in this, I'm gonna Yeti down and toss a coin, and then toss a little bit of meat in the snow, and whichever one he goes to, I'm gonna say blood, because more than likely that motherfucker's going to the meat. So
He does go to the meat.
blood it is for me then, I guess. And I'll pick up that gold coin.
Very wise.
So what is the plan here?
Shiny.
How many votes? Otaku, what about you? Do you say coin or blood?
Blood is more attractive to me.
Damn.
This man is a poison to the spirit of the people here.
That is true, but we could poison his. Like, we could take his money at least.
Aye, when we take his blood, we take his money too. You take all the coin you
so
want.
let's take some money
We
first.
do. The ones who want the coin get to have the money.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Aye, you
interrupt.
can have the coin. I don't give a damn.
If I could just interject really quickly, we're not too far extracted from this man. We're talking about killing this man and
Hypothetically.
uprooting an entire underground criminal system, Alistair, the likes of which you and I are not too extracted from at
I don't
this point
think
in
it's
our lives.
underground. I think it's quite above ground.
Well, regardless, I mean, people turn a blind eye to it. I
Well-
think maybe we're putting ourselves a bit far above this system.
I
I
think
have
we might
no
be out of
problem.
our pay grade.
Hey,
I have no problem with crime. My problem is taking freedom from the people. A man should be free to commit crimes or do good as he sees fit. A man
kill
should be
somebody,
free
doesn't
to do
that
what
take
he
that
wants.
right away?
This man has the right to pay out his competition. He's free. He has the right to do that.
True.
He's taken from others. He's given them no choice, so he's made his, and that's blood.
Okay, well, let's come up with a solid plan. Do we kill this Sephyk that we're after first and come back here and say, hey, if he kills that guy, now give us some money, and then we kill him?
Aye, that's what I want.
Oh, that's surprisingly simple. Yes, okay, I'm on board.
Okay, well, let's ruminate on it. Let's maybe kind of just let that idea sit for just a bit of time while we look for
Oi.
Do you
everything's
prefer?
alright.
The
and
the
I
will
think
of the
we're
group
going
I
to
will
kill
follow.
2 people.
What would your plan be?
My plan?
Oh, that was plan A. So I guess now we are talking about plan B.
Okay, my plan. I'm with it. We should look for Sephyk first, regardless of where we stand on this situation. Sephyk is the priority. I don't know that we need a specific stance on coming back here and killing this man. I don't think that the
I think the city would be
restriction
better
of the sale of rum and like a merchant travel is too high on my list of things of like moral standing. I can disregard those. However, if the group feels that maybe this should be dealt with, I don't have any issue dealing with it. But first, I think Sephyk should be dealt with.
Let's take his gold and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
And if we feel like if he's still a dick, then we take his gold, then we'll kill him.
It works for me. I'll roll with whatever the circumstances are.
He's some prat pussy from the south, from the desert. How hard can he be to fight?
He does have a network, but I mean, so do we, I guess, between the
Kalishkins aren't nothing.
7?
See, the more important is the gold. Yes, and then this is other shit. We want the gold.
Yes, Larry.
Unfortunately, Larry has no parchment in her inventory, so as she's showing you these illustrations, they are carvings in the snow that she has made with her finger. Alas, what was the save for?
I am trying to understand what she explains. It makes a lot of sense and not at all at the same time. This is
Oh.
very
Yes,
Very
the
confusing.
money, the gold,
yes,
the
I see it.
shiny.
See,
More important
let
because
me
it's
tell
heavier.
You, let me tell you a secret, my friend. You got 10 gold, all right? And you get 10 gold, and you do that 10 times. Now, you got 1,000 gold.
You have 1,000.
Now you do what you did to get 1,000 gold 10 more times. Now you got 100,000 gold.
Little secret, my friend.
I understand what you mean, but the Yeti went for the meat, so does that
Yeti. Oh,
cancel
don't
out
even
both
get me started on the
explanations? And if the Yeti went to poop in between the two choices, what would have we understood out of it? I'm still confused by that.
It's like saying what for. Never mind, I can't think of an analogy.
What if the tiefling actually ends up killing all of us?
No, it's very possible. The tiefling's our biggest threat.
Alright, lads. Let me stamp my ground firmly so we're all clear what I want. I say we go deal with our business as he wants. We collect the gold. We kill him. We get the ice pick for those boys back with Blimmy.
Where is the ice pick?
It's off with the where they went astray.
You guys recall the ice pick is in Kelvin's cairn. It's quite a ways away.
We get the ice pick, we give it to the boys with Blimmy, they free their ship, and then they can give these fools that are controlling the market, it'll give them a chance to open up their side of the market, keep them free, and we give them a fighting chance by taking out this Max fella.
I am 100% on board with that, but why don't we just buy them a new axe?
Because honor.
The ice axe, also, I may not have effectively conveyed this, is an axe which Horwar said had like special properties.
Okay.
It is like your
Rather
rapier.
unique axe.
It is like your rapier. It does wonderful things.
Hey, would you all believe me if I told you that today was the first time I've ever used this thing to actually stab something?
Well, keep
I
using
very
it like that.
easily could.
From now on, this is how you use it. Bad
Oh,
boys, little friends.
okay, you kind of scare me, you tall elven man.
From now on, this is how you do it.
Oh,
And
okay.
man,
This is how we do it.
we keep all the gold along the way.
Well, I think, Captain, you make a lot of sense. I must admit, 1 + 1 + 1 with proper steps and a plan beats the Yetis and the snow drawings. Did you
So,
do? Oh, is
we
that
in
yellow
agreement?
snow?
Shall we
I
take
am.
a vote?
I like that plan.
I'll vote for
Maybe we should
Salazar.
take another vote about killing this guy after we complete the first mission.
Glenn,
But
you
yes,
can
I'm
keep
in.
your hands clean and stand outside.
I don't mind getting my hands dirty. Believe me, there's plenty of grime
Yes,
covering.
I don't do well with the stabby. I do better with making you guys do better.
I'll carve his heart out myself if it comes to it.
Let's just maybe do one mission first, and then we'll see how angry.
Hey,
we are
I'm
with
saying we kill him last. After we've
Okay.
got the gold, we've got the pick,
Step by step, little baby steps.
we come
happy
back, we kill the bastard, carve out his heart.
Sure.
Okay, and just so we're clear on the man we've been hunting, the plan is to kill him on sight, correct?
I think so.
I believe that's what the sheriff told us was to kill him on sight, and to bring back his head.
Maybe I've got maybe just like a couple questions if we can manage such a thing. But I mean,
Well,
if he
yes,
dies,
but
he dies.
all he is just a murderer. All he is just a psycho killer.
As far
We'll
as we
give him
know.
a chance to speak his piece.
Maybe by the time we come back, he's gonna be dead already. The new Mistral is gonna put some lightning on top of his head, and boom, problem
You
solved.
bet you should look at there's some sort of tentacle waving in front of you.
It's so funny. It's like your cat's tail slapping the shit out
This
of your
is the
face.
weave of the magic going through me. I'm sorry, I cannot control it.
At about that time, in this state of your deliberation, that same dog that the tiefling Scath kicked earlier, goes up to you, Glenn, and begins pulling at your bootstrap.
Do you need something? Should we go somewhere? Are you directing me?
And she kind of picks up in the snow and begins marching off in a direction.
I follow it.
As you guys see Glenn trail off with this dog, the dog inevitably goes to a house with a lantern hanging from a post that has red glass around it. As this red light illuminates around the general area, the dog goes to the door and begins crawling frantically at the door.
I'm gonna try like the handle or to push it in or whatever. Do I get anything?
Before you can even reach, a man's hand grabs it from the other side and pulls it open. As you look, dark-skinned, bald, he almost looks like Sheriff Markham Southwell, except for the fact he's 20 years younger and has no hair, rather on his face or his head. Oh, hey Sally! Kind of rubs the dog's head, looks up. Oh, thank you so much for bringing the dog back. She's the lead pack in my husband's caravan.
Oh, absolutely. I'm happy to help. More than so, really. My name's Glenn. Just while I'm here, could I catch yours?
Oh, nice to meet you, Glenn. I'm Keegan. Oh, sorry, it's cold out here.
Keegan? Glenn Koenig, if we're doing formalities.
Nice to meet you, Glenn. Tell me, did Garrett send you this way?
Can't say I know. Garrett just found the dog.
Right. Okay, well, you didn't see a sled or anything like that, did you?
No, are you in search of one?
Begins rubbing his chin. This dog is the lead dog in my husband's caravan. If you found her, and he's not with her, something terrible must have happened. I'm scared to even think where he could be.
Elrond, please use your senses to detect the beast and the trail, and talk to it and discover the location.
I'm sorry, Master Elf, that won't be necessary. My husband was working with the children of the Greenwood here, the halflings, forging a merchant's connection with the town of Bremen. If he's lost, he has to be somewhere between here and there.
We are actually going there sometime soon.
Really?
Yeah, head that direction.
That's amazing. Is there any way I could possibly go with you guys?
Absolutely. Just for the sake of my, can I get a last name from you while you're here? You look familiar in a strange way.
Kind of looks at you. Why do you need to know my last name?
You look like I met a Southwell. Do you know any Southwells?
Are you from Brinchander?
I've passed through.
Well, my dad's a sheriff.
Your father?
Yeah.
Your father sent us here. I'm sorry, I've divulged a bit.
Oh, you must recognize our little friend here. Larry, come here, Larry.
Hey, Larry, I can't say that I do. Me and my father aren't really the closest of friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
you've
goodness.
met me now.
And it's a pleasure, Mistress Kobold.
I'm so sorry, I've assumed too much.
You know,
That's my mistake.
since we're talking about our families here, I saw some kobolds up in Termalae not too long ago. Do you know anything about that? Well, that's a shame. Anyways, I really hate to split on you guys, but if Garrett's lost in the snow out there somewhere, I really gotta get to the bottom of this.
We have
We're
to
on our
find
way.
the Garret and take care to protect the Garret.
We're happy to help.
This is the last time I send him out on his own. Alright, Sally, you ready?
Please describe him, just so we know. Is he the most flamboyant and dashing man alive?
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a little bit of like a perky Adam's apple. Like
Beautiful
dark.
silky hair.
Yeah, kind of raven-like, in a way.
Aye, would you like us to join you on your search?
Please. I don't know where he could be, but kind of looks around. I think the Twisted Hand might have something to do with this.
Well, you have Captain Alistair Davies here to help you.
Nice to meet you, Captain.
And
Can I ask
boasting
you a
Glen
question?
Koenig.
Oh, Glenn, you're a long ways from home.
Quite far, but
Can I
making
ask,
ready.
can I ask you a question real quick?
Absolutely.
What is this trading hand, this twisted hand that everybody keeps talking about? I have to be honest, I'm not from around here, and this twisted hand thing is kind of a foreign concept to me.
Oh, well, the Twisted Hand traders came here around 30 years ago. They're controlled by some fellow in Kalishte. I really couldn't say his name. But, yeah, they're good, honest traders. But I think Speaker Max Lander here has his own definition of what good and honest mean.
So they're just a a trading company.
Yeah, they deal in some pretty lucrative items, as a matter of fact. My husband Garrett, he actually works with the halflings. He was looking to make a trade alliance.
Oh,
Did we
very
have
well.
did we have a letter to deliver to somebody in this town? Is it the next town or is it this town?
Next time.
You
Hype.
know, I gained my sea legs with the twisted hand.
Is it so?
Well,
They gave me a start as a young man.
you're certainly a good guy to have along then. Come on, let's go. We really should get a move on.
Lead the way.
As you guys leave, you inevitably make it towards the north gate. One of the guards holds his hand up and walks down. Scrappy attire, typical mercenary of the Zentarian. He heads down the staircase, winding down the side of the battlement, and inevitably stands before you guys. So, Keegan, you finally decided to get off your ass and do something today. Yeah, actually, have you seen Garrett around anywhere? No? Can't say that I have? Good, well, can we leave? Sorry. Only people with official business can come in and out of the city.
Aye, well, we're on business for Max Lander.
Oh, you talked to Neth? Absolutely. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
No, I'm sure.
What was your name?
That's really not important, sir.
No, I think it is important. No, please, tell us your name.
Don't worry about it. He walks to the door, handles over the sidebar, begins pushing. Really, it's not a big deal. You guys
Can I do a
a
persuasion check or something to get his name?
Persuasion or intimidation, up to you.
Ooh.
I'm going to do an intimidation with the same
I'll
goal.
assist with that and say, no, you really should tell us your name. Max Lander will want to know.
I'm Alvor.
Oh, your name is Alvor.
Question or an answer?
Yeah.
Alvor of what? What is your position? What is your last name? How would we identify you?
I'm Alvor of Mithranor, and I'm here working as a mercenary, like the other chaps.
Good to know. Thank you for opening the gate. If you hear from us soon, don't be so happy. Okay, bye.
Yeah, kind of looks around frantically and runs off in the opposite direction. As you guys leave, gathering your supplies and Keegan in tow, you make your way to Bremen.
Alistair, if I can just bend your ear for just a moment. You said you spent some time with the twisted hand?
Aye, it's where I got my sea legs.
The twisted hand is where you got your sea legs.
Before I joined up with Yellowbeard, that'd be so.
Okay, absolutely. I'm just I'm aware of the circumstances. I'm just making sure that I.
Do you keeps talking about the guy who owns or runs made the twisted hand, but nobody ever says his name. I can remember his name. What do you guys know his name?
I don't know his name. I didn't spend any time with the twisted hand.
I wasn't that high up. You
don't
don't really get privilege to such knowledge.
This man has been alluded to, I feel, for the last few sessions. It's got to be someone important.
As you guys make your way to the village just off the western coast of Targos, you inevitably find easily the most run-down village that you've seen thus far. Bordering on the coast of Meriduladon, along with Targos, it is a small town nestled into what is essentially the armpit of this small mare. So you guys walk in, because there's no present standing guard, and there's no wall around the city. You guys are blisteringly cold. As Keegan leads the way, temperatures are now reaching -60 to -70 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright! Gods damn him for bringing us out into this.
Is there a local tavern?
Oh yeah, there's 5 of them.
Oh, scheiße, Mazat.
Come on, I got a friend who runs one of them. Let's go there. As the wind continues to whip and whistle past your faces, you guys can narrowly make your way down the narrow city streets and small alcoves which poke throughout this village. As you inevitably make your way down one small snowbank through an alleyway that's bordered on 2 buildings, it opens out. And you guys are now standing square right here at 5 Tavern Center. It's hard
So all 5 of those taverns?
Indeed. It's hard to read the names of the taverns through the thick snow. And as you guys approach the door of one, come on, this way. He'll hook us up right. As he opens the door, Miles! You guys see a very, very rotund dwarf. Blonde beard which comes down to a center knot. He looks at all of you.
Welcome to the black-bearded brother. Oi,
Keegan, is that you? Keegan flies back his head. Yeah, and I've brought some friends.
Oi.
Hello.
Come in. You must be famished.
Yes, I could do with a bite to eat. We've had a bit of a long day.
Well, just for you, the chili is ready. You're in luck.
So he goes
Does it have beans?
No.
No.
Well,
So
what
it's
the
not really
fuck?
chili, is it?
Oh, sorry. Can't really
I'll take a
afford
bowl anyways.
I-
How much does it cost?
For friends of Keegan, 1 copper each.
I throw down a silver for the party.
Very
I
generous of
prefer
you.
my chili without the beans.
A man of exquisite taste.
Well, in the east, we prefer
Aye.
actually with beans.
As you guys inevitably get served this chili, it is a revolting odor.
Oh, scheiße.
Think of the scent of Yuda when she first changed into her human form. It is a fishy concoction of meat broths and viscous material in front of you.
Oh,
However,
do you have any
Keegan,
Delightful.
Keegan scarfs it down delightfully.
I'll
I'm going to
say
take
you are
a-
one gross bastard. Quite
Do you have any bread?
What you think this is? Tydale? We ain't
Do you
got
have
bread.
any ale?
Oh yeah. What you want? The good stuff?
Yes, please.
And give me a bottle of honeydew while you're at it.
You got it, Keeg.
As he comes back, he serves you up a thick glass of the brackish, rum-like liquor which you all know to be dwarvish quarter leg. As he sits down at the table with the rest of you.
So, something tells me the new fort in town's brought your attention. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but if you guys are looking to scrap with those fellas, you need to know you're not gonna make it out alive.
As he sips the liquor. Well, good for us. We're just looking for Garrett. He puts it back down.
So he's gotten himself into trouble again, has he?
Actually, if I can interrupt, we've got a couple of marks. Garrett is definitely on our list. We're also looking for a Sephyk, if you happen to know of one.
As a matter
Very
of
bad
fact,
man.
I do. He was just here, sharing a drink with my sister.
With your sister. Okay. Are you close with the Sephyk? Or is
Not
he a
at all.
new? Okay.
As a matter of fact, he was on his best behavior. Why should I be suspicious?
I think you.
Oh no, he's no one.
Would you say your opinion would be of the man?
Seemed alright, a little pretentious for my taste, but I didn't find a reason to prevent me sister from seeing him.
So he seemed like a genuinely nice guy, you say?
Let me just say, he didn't catch me as a troublesome sort.
Are you a fan of music, my friend? And if so, what kind?
Oh, absolutely. I love the dwarvish hymns of Old Barracuda. That's where I'm from.
Have I heard any dwarvish hymns?
Nope.
Have I heard Dwarvish hymns?
Yes.
Do I know the names of any Dwarvish hymns?
You remember Come Out Your Blue and Whites? That's a good one about dwarvish independence.
Oh my goodness! You should play. Rez, you should play the Come Out the Blue and Whites. Do you know this one?
I don't think I'm very familiar with that, but if you sing it, I could probably
Oh my
play along
God,
and
can't believe it.
if you
Oh,
were to
it's
sing it,
such
I
a-
could definitely provide a backing for it, and it would be. I have string instruments to help provide backing, so you wouldn't be alone. Just give me like a key, a tune, like anything that you can give me.
Alright,
Is it the song?
I need
Is it
this
a song
going.
about someone whose house is on fire and he exits the house in his underwear and they're blue and white? Is it that song?
Come out the blue and white. Come out the blue and white. You know the one. Come on, you've not heard this?
No, I can't say that I have, but keep it up. I think I got something going, and I'm gonna struggle through a performance check to see if I can make a coherent song out of this.
And with that, you do succeed, and he picks up the pace with you. Oh, come out, you blue and white. You never learned how to fight. Tell your wife how you fled down at the Red River.
Beautiful.
You know, I never really tried singing that before. That was quite nice. Thank you.
You know, anything. It's one of my joys in life to travel around and bring merriment to the people of taverns.
At about that time, a dwarf bursts through the front door. Very short red beard which clings to his face and bald head. He looks at his brother without a mustache. Alright, you've really done it this time. Or what? I'm just here treating the guest. You want anyone coming back to Bremen, you'll share the same attitude. Look, when we built these 5 taverns, it was supposed to be one large one. I know we got into a fight, but this is beyond childish. I have no idea what you're talking about. I need the sign changed by tomorrow. Got it? Hey? He shuts the door back in his face. Sorry about that. Limey's kind of a bitter bastard.
What does he need you to change the sign for?
That's pretty funny. It's called Limey's Shire. He's got a little bit of a fascination with all that kind of stuff. So I rearranged it to be shite.
That is a man out of my own heart. Let me buy you a drink, eh?
Don't tell him I said that, though.
Oh, your secret is safe with
To
me.
us, no? Limey?
Limey's quite nice. You know, I switched the L upside down, so it's really like Shile, but what are you gonna do?
Oh, we all know what it meant. You clever bastard, you.
So perhaps you change it as you say, and you change it to the shitter, and it's changed.
Listen,
Limey Shire? We could think of something pretty funny with Limey Shire, I'm sure. Just give me the time, and I'll have such a good joke lined up, I swear.
Yeah, I'm all for rearranging the names of the town to be all kinds of crazy shit, but we need to get down to business.
Oh fuck, we've got something going on.
Listen,
Sorry.
Miles, is the town speaker nearby? I really need to talk to Mr. Shalescar. No. As a matter of fact, he left the town hall this morning. Should be walking by the Timberwood around this time of day. In this weather? He's kind of lost it. Well, fuck. Guys, let's go. We can't just leave him in the snow like that.
Alright.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna scarf down the rest of my chili and wash it down with some rum.
Alright.
Yes, actually, I pulled some beer in mine, just brewed it all and pinched my nose a bit. I just went with what I could.
Alright,
Was there
Alice.
any sausages on the table?
Unfortunately not.
God damn it!
Alistair
Where's my
and
sausage?
Orlas, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
You guys force it down, despite your body screaming at you to reject it. As you guys finally get outside in the town center, you can see all the names. You've got the black-bearded brother, Shite, and the 3 others, which it's currently too snowy to read. But with that, you guys march off into the Timberwood. As you guys near the edge of the town at this point, you do find a lone, bearded dwarf. Long, white, knotted beard, fraggly white hair, and a scar over one eye. He walks aimlessly as the snow collects in his scalp.
Sir? Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Oh, hello there.
I
Nice.
think
Nice out, isn't it?
relatively
Oh, it's
could be
very
worse.
nice. You should come with us, sir.
Excuse me, Dorble Gruff, are you alright?
Oh yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm doing okay.
What do you need? What do you want?
We're actually looking for a couple of people. We're looking for Sephyk and Garrett. Do you have any ideas as to where either of those two may be?
Garrett comes around every once in a while. He's a merchant. As a matter of fact, it's Keegan's significant other.
Husband.
Right.
What about a Sephyk? You know anything about a Sephyk?
Oh, nope. Can't say that.
No,
dude.
Sephyk.
You see Garrett recently?
Yeah, I saw Garrett. He was heading into the North Woods with a fellow with some weird clothing and a couple fellas with axes.
Alright, lads. Off this way.
Rez, with your insight check here, you can tell that this guy's having a hard time remembering stuff.
Okay.
You guys
So
are
he's not,
also
like,
you guys are
yeah.
also remembered that you did have a scroll to give to this fellow as well.
Oh my god. Well, I'm having this conversation, and I'll pull up the scroll. I think I have. I'm pretty certain. If someone else has
You
it,
do
please tell
have
me.
it.
Okay. And I will just hand it to him.
Oh, thank you for this. I've been waiting on some. I've been waiting on a letter.
I think maybe it would be good if you read it now.
Yeah.
I think you should consider it heavily.
Oh, hold on. It's too dark out here for me to read. If y'all need me, I'll be back at the town hall. I'll be back at the headquarters.
Yeah. What time is it right now when he says it's too dark for him to read?
It's 11 a.m. Well, actually, no. It's 7.
It's 7. What's the light like out here?
Dim light, but he can definitely see enough to read.
You know, actually, my eyes are pretty adjusted to the outside space. Could I read it for you? I already know what the letter entails, and so does everyone here. So it wouldn't be an invasion of your privacy.
Please
If
go
it's
ahead. Please go ahead. Go ahead. Proceed.
And I will then read the contents of the letter.
So you read the contents of the letter. He kind of shrugs his brow. Yeah, I like Rogar. He's a nice fella. He's a nice guy. I wouldn't mind him taking over.
Great. Should we collect him on our next travels? Tell him to come here and meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you guys are in the mine, if you guys find a piece of turquoise, bring it back to the town hall. I'm trying to renovate the taverns.
Aye, we can do that.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Alright. Thanks for being here, Heather. I'll talk to you later. And he heads off.
Absolutely. Get home safe, please.
Oh, absolutely.
You should. Him. Not all there.
Yeah, you'll want to speak, Larry.
As he leaves, kind of giving you a wave, he trips a little bit in the snow before catching himself and staggering towards town.
Can
All
I
right,
make?
let's go find Garrett.
This might be. I don't know. Can I maybe make an insight check to see whether or not I think he is even capable of making it back, like on his own?
I'm gonna tell you what Rez warranted from his insight check is this guy is very honest, very forthcoming, but he is transparently neurotic, old, and losing his mind. However, rolling a check isn't gonna discern much.
Okay. Okay.
We should walk him back.
I think Garrett's in a bit of a tight situation. He's being escorted into the woods by men with axes and strange clothes.
Yes, I think we should go after Garrett. It does not sound like he's in a pretty situation at all.
I think Garrett's in a more pressing matter.
I'm glad we're all on the same page here. If Dorble Gruff was right, he should just be right beyond this tree line. As you guys see Keegan crouch down, begin approaching through the trees, he parts back some pieces of foliage. Any of you have the ability to see in the dark?
Oh, no.
Look, what do you see over there as he points to a makeshift camp?
I do.
Small wooden palisades and glowing torchlight.
Should I make a check of some sort? I have dark vision.
Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna have it at advantage, Aurelas and Glenn.
I think I see something.
Alright. Glenn, as you look through the tree line in the distance, you could see tiny palisades, some men marching back and forth, and 4 main structures in different quadrants of this makeshift village. As you guys look through the trees, you hear Keegan. Over there. That's his sled. As he points off in the direction, you can see beneath a flickering torch, Glenn and Aurelas, a small sled meant to be pulled by dogs. As you guys sit there for a while longer, Aurelas rolling the highest, you can see beyond the towns, over the corner of one building and the precipice of another, you see a figure dart out from behind. As he weaves beyond a caravan barking orders, he soon turns to you, and through the darkness, you make eye contact. You can't see exactly who or what he is, but as his eyes open, 2 bright blue eyes peer through the darkness. And that is where we're going to leave off until next week.
Good session.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good.
Get
indeed.
his ass next week.
Took me forever to get in the fucking accent situation again.
Let me be real with you. You could just talk like normal, and I would never know that there was any difference.
That's insulting.
I would tell. I would tell.
I'm just a shitty American, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
I think this was my best res so far.
Yeah,
Indeed. Shies, and I don't know what else.
Phil, I would not like to be pulled many ways, 5 ways to 10 towns. That made me
No,
laugh.
I would not like to be pulled 5 ways to 10 towns.
That was great. Well, hey, thanks for playing, guys, bearing through the technical difficulties, and we'll have it all patched out for next week. Thanks for watching.
Good job.